what's it, January? Or January now. Early March. So let's count January. January, February, March, April. April is draft. Is it draft in April? January, February, March, April. Oh! Are we on? Oh. I was just counting the nights with the days of the months between now and draft night. But there's other things that will be going on before then. By the way, Niner fam, Happy New Year. Did you have a nice Christmas too? Well, I've seen you since then, haven't I? Another year where, we're driving uphill still. Come on, Niners, come on. Yeah, it's like we got a mule out in front, too. We're not driving with the engine. Come on, get up there, mule. So we're still going the upward battle. But, it is what it is. And actually, the process is kind of fun. When you get through with the season and haven't gotten their brains beat out for the third straight year in a row, you keep figuring we've endured this long. It can't go on much longer. Look at Cleveland. Cleveland got their brains beat out for how long? And all in first-round draft picks, like we got, that's why I was counting the draft. You get all those high-round draft picks. Funny thing about Cleveland is the process took longer because no free agents wanted to go to Cleveland. You look at a free agent and say, you're going to Cleveland, and it's my way of saying, you go to hell. So that's why we may have an advantage there. Free agents aren't really scared to come to San Francisco because a lot of them like to work with Kyle Shanahan, and they know he's a winning coach and he knows what he's doing. He just needs the right people. So every time you approach a free agent, you say, you could be all it takes to send this franchise to the Super Bowl, and you will be getting the credit at the end of the season. I'll make sure of that and making up with several bonuses. There's endorsements involved. There's just all kind of reasons why you should be coming to San Francisco. We're going to get into that, but hey, for tonight, former strength and conditioning coach Ray Wright has been relieved of duty. George Kittle, who done all a player could do by standing out as NFL's most productive tight end, was placed on not the first, but Team 2 All-Pro. And the Steelers' Antonio Brown has got more arguments going on in Pittsburgh than they do in Washington, D.C. at the White House. Meanwhile, the Giants claim they aren't about to trade Odell Beckham Jr., but the medium says they know differently. This is what I love about the offseason, the drama, the lies. Remember the movie Sex, Lies, and Videotapes? And Mr. Fang has already got it going on. Jed Jork, lies, and what else? By the way, Elias, Jed didn't fire himself. Elias, Mr. Fang, don't do that. Some people think you're telling the truth. Anyway, former strength and conditioning coach Ray Wright has been relieved of his duty. The 49ers showed him the door this morning. Due to the 49ers, as you know, setting records. We had 17 this year. We had 24 last year. You do the math. That's ridiculous, all right? You can't win football games without football players. Good Lord, Ray. But I really feel bad for Ray Wright because he's the fall guy involved in this. It's like anything else. If you're directly involved with something that's going south, heads have to roll. Ray's head's rolling. My God. Listen, fam, prior to Ray Wright, though, we were also, Chip Kelly's team went down in a heap. Jimmy T's team went down in a heap. Remember, we only had Carlos Hyde for a few weeks in Chip Kelly's season. Carlos went down. Actually, in Jimmy T's season, halfway through the season, the foot just broke, So we're going to see if we can keep our guys from overpopulating the IR this year, I guess. George Kittle, who done all a player could do by standing out as the NFL's most productive tight end, was placed on Team 2 of the All-Pro group of 2018. Travice Kelce. I really do like Travice Kelce. There's nothing wrong with Travice. I love me some Travice Kelce. If anything, I wish he'd have been on the 49ers when he first came in the league. So Travis was voted the first team. Team 1 All-Pro. Here's the thing, though. fair is fair, all right? George Kittle is one of the best blocking tight ends in the league. He's a guy that comes out there and flexes muscle. He's not just a move tight end. George works for a living. And then everything he did as far as being a receiver, name another tight end. Ertz doesn't block that way. Ertz is good, but he ain't George Kittle as far as clearing out space for the running backs. Travis does work, but I don't think any of them work to the level that George Kittle does. George likes manhandling dudes. That's why you want that kind of guy out there. And then he can get you. Oh, George is just a complete package, man. So, and free agency didn't waste no time on us, did it? Well, the season ain't even dead cold yet, and Antonio Brown and George Kittle carrying on Twitter. The tweet that rung out like a lightning bolt. George Kittle sitting in front of his computer or his phone goes over to the AB space. Pow. Sup. What? And AB responds. I said, WTF, what is going on here? Antonio Brown? And you know about the rift that's going on between Antonio Brown, Coach Tomlinson, and the ownership of Pittsburgh. Antonio's got into this. He's got his diva pants on. He can't understand what is with the favoritism of Ben Roethlisberger. I'm Antonio Brown, bitch. And so that started a whole rift, because you already got LeVeon Bell doing what he does. And Ben Roethlisberger actually did blame it on Le'Veon. He says, none of this would be going on if it wasn't for Le'Veon. And can you see Le'Veon sitting somewhere far in the distance? I don't know where he is. Le'Veon reading. The hell I got to do with this? Everything, Le'Veon. Wouldn't it be funny if we ended up with both of them next season? There ain't enough money. I'm just kidding. There's not enough money in two franchises to pay both Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown for what they believe they should be getting paid. I don't think AB's probably satisfied with his contract. All right. Meanwhile, the Giants claim they aren't about to trade Odell Beckham Jr., but the media says they are lying their ass off. They're just hiking up the value by making it think he's untouchable. We all know the routine. Fam, here's the thing. Do you want Odell Beckham Jr.? I'm serious. It's a good question. Do you want Antonio Brown? Another good question. Listen, Kyle likes to distribute the ball a lot. It's one of the reasons why he didn't consider bringing in you-know-who from Dallas, who I got tired of talking about. I like Antonio Brown, but I really got a feeling that the team had to be built from scratch with him. Just my thinking on it. I can be convinced otherwise. He comes to the team, I'll probably be jumping higher than everybody. I know. But still, I can see the complications, And George Kittle got cheated, flat out. That's all Travis Kelce's great, as I say, tight end, but come on, man. George did enough to get that honor. He should have been Team 1 All-Pro, And Ray Wright. Hey, if we have how many seasons in a row? We've had 3 seasons in a row of serious injuries that took out pretty much everybody on the team that was worth anything except for, well, actually, it's progressively gotten worse. With Tom Sula, at least we kept the quarterbacks and running backs. No, we lost Carlos for a part of that season. We had to get running backs from every place we get them from. Okay, so it started there. And honestly, it started the year before that with Jim Harbaugh. You're the camera panning over the sideline with Willis and Bowman standing there watching the game. And then you figure Chip Kelly didn't help his cause any by getting rid of everybody on the team before the guys got injured. So we were in trouble then. And then, of course, the last 2 years with Kyle Shanahan have been very, very sad. So, if they got to know, if Shanahan ever gets a full army, look out, NFL, he will kill you. I don't care what DCs do. People are already talking about next year, look for George Kittle to get doubled down on as far as the coverage goes. He's not going to get away with what happened to Travice Kelce? And I've seen George get doubled this year already. I ain't saying it ain't possible to double down on him and get him out. But remember who the coach is and how they can get him free. They can send a rover on him, but as soon as you start going crazy with the rover guy and everybody else, now you got wide receivers open right and left. And let me tell you something. I suspect next year, Dante Pettis is going to be an uncontrollable beast. I really do think so. Guy's got talent. And Elias Lopez says he wants Antonio Brown. I'm no argument here. You know, whatever you feel. The dude, 208-133. I don't want to give up our first rounder for Brown. Ooh, wow. There's the rift. What are you going to give up? And Eric Gomez, he says he unfollowed the 49ers on IG. I don't know if we're getting any. Yeah, I know. I noticed that. And Big Show says, Happy New Year. Show. And Kevin Steffi said, I think Breda, Mostert, in a single back set Pettis outside with whoever's on the side. The scheme Shanahan could employ. No need for big-time wide receiver. I guess, long story short, I think Shanahan had bigger plans for McKinnon. Good call. Then lining him up, I think it was going to turn him into a slot wide option. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be interesting from here. Aries Niners, he says, no, we're not getting any AB, was pretty much using us as his frustrations towards the Steelers, but never say never, though. Another great point. Leveraging the Steelers to get more things out of him. He's already getting paid top dollar, though, so I don't know what else he could be talking about, unless it's just the attention I was mentioning earlier. Slacks says, what's up? Hit that. Hit that like that. Thanks, Slacks. Chris and Micah Blankenship rather have OBJ than Brown. And given between the two, I kind of agree. If I had to make a choice, OBJ's only 26, right? Brown's 31, or will be when the season starts. Alvaro Cueva. He says Niners about to set it off on 2019 season. Yeah. Roger Villaneda. This is Niners. What's up? Daniel Andre, so excited to see who we pick in the second overall. I know, right? But I got to tell you, guys, I'm just saying, don't get your hopes up too high for that second round pick being the number 2 pick in the draft. I got a feeling the 49ers are going to take up some of them offers and trade it down. Well, I wish I'm with you, though. I wish they would keep it this year. Get this best number 2. And there's G.B. Vool. What's up, fam? Jorge Avidas. Yee-haw! I like him. He's done it a long time. He wrote that. You thought I just did that, huh? 336 area code Lexington, North Carolina. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey. And what is your name?
Kevin.
Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Hey, welcome to the program,
okay,
Kevin.
Didn't know if it was me or not. It took me a second. Sorry.
It's okay. What's up? I'm dying. Kevin, glad to meet you, man. I mean, that's the first time. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I was the one that put in the Shanahan moving McKinnon out to wide out slot.
That's coming too. That's probably part of the original plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we've got a good shot at we don't need none of these big wide receivers. I mean, it's too much money. It's too much of our cap. I think with what the injuries that happened earlier in this year, I think we get those people healthy, even moving Juice out to maybe a tight end 2. Think about
he lines up in that position every now and then anyway. I think he's already being deployed that way. Yeah.
Right. So what could Shanahan do with that?
Yeah, I know, right? And then add one of these superstar playmakers. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. What is the point? Because you're still going to distribute the ball.
I think that
Good.
I think defense in the draft. We've got to have defense.
Yes.
And
And yes.
I'm not
Yes.
100% sold on Salah. I want to know what he has. So I want to give him the tools to work with so he can finally show us, is he real or is he fake?
Mm-hmm.
So let's give him everything he needs and let it go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I fully agree. Because as I said, I thought it was a little unfair last year for him to go up against the best offensive lineups in the league with kids that are coming out of the draft, kids that are failing coming out of the draft, and rejects. I mean, you could. If I saw Maben on the field, I would. I'd have my first string quarterback sit down and just work that side of the field where Maben is. It's just like that. You
Right.
know, there's nothing you can do if you don't have the right guys. Give him the right guys, and I want to see what he's doing then. I agree.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you, Rombo.
Hey,
It's my first time calling in. A little nervous, sorry.
no
But
problem.
long time listener, first time caller.
Hey, appreciate you, fam. Look forward to hearing from you again too.
All right. Take care now.
You too. And sorry. Ah, come on in. Mel. See, Mel is a man who knows the workings of the human body. Mel, I think you ought to apply for the job in Santa Clara. You should be the next strength and conditioning coach, fam. Mel, out in the Garden State. Yeah, Mel. Mel. I don't know if it's my system or not. Yo, Mel.
Hello?
Yeah. It's
Hello?
hey, Mel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. Oh,
That's
yeah, I
cool.
wouldn't even be able to do that, Ronbo. I wouldn't be able to do that. I would be a total fan out there. Like, you be coming to work out, and I'm taking selfies and giving them pounds and autographs and all of that type of
Mel, you get over that in about 3 weeks. You know, yeah, what you got to do is you got to start maybe a month before OTAs and get that all out of your system and be able to relax and settle down and take these guys to 16 game schedule healthy. You know, because man, it's
Yeah,
a huge
yeah.
problem.
It is. It is, and it has been a problem. And I don't understand. Well, I'm lying. I do understand it. Like I was saying before, it's the way that the training is going. Like he's making these guys. They're doing great at the testing, the
Yeah.
40 times and the bench presses, and they're doing great in the weight room as far as the numbers on paper and everything. But
Mm.
that does not always translate to the field.
Solid
And
health.
again, the most effective way to train. And I go through this a lot of times because I have a lot of clients that I train sport specific training.
Mm-hmm.
So we do some weights and things like that, but a lot of it is whatever sport I'm getting them ready for, I have them doing the actual motions, movements, and activities that they will be doing in that sport.
Mm.
Because the joints, tendons, and ligaments, man, they need to be stretched and they need to be strengthened as well. It's not just about the muscle and the power as far as, this dude, I have him squatting 800 pounds. Look at McKinnon, who's pound for pound. McKinnon is literally pound for pound the strongest guy in the NFL,
I
or at
tell
least he
you,
was last season and the season before.
I see
And
him working out.
that's a
I
fact.
got
That's
film
right.
on him
That's a
working
fact.
out.
That's not right.
Man.
That's not an opinion. That's a straight up fact. But that doesn't always translate. You see what happened. This dude, last play of the last practice before the regular season on a play and didn't even get touched and got injured.
Oh,
So it doesn't always translate. But yeah, so I'm excited. They just need to get somebody in there that knows what he's doing. And I want to talk about AB because that's all people have been talking about in the groups. And you know what this whole situation is like? It's like there's this girl that you like, right?
yeah.
She's like she's everything that you like in a woman and all of that. But she has a boyfriend. She has a boyfriend.
Oh.
You talk, but you talk to her, and
Yeah.
she's willing to give you play. She gives you the number. She sneaks out, goes on dates with you, ends up liking you.
Yeah.
Would you, if you dated that woman, would you ever trust her? I can
Ooh.
never trust a woman that cheated on somebody with me.
Mm.
I can never be with her because I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, when she's with me, that means a roster spot is open for a side dude. So that's how I feel about Brown.
Keep it moving, right?
Right. That's how.
And Mel, you can add to that, the dude is still calling her. The other dude. This is not the same thing in Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
They're still talking to this AB.
Right. Well, I mean, it's the same situation between them too, because AB knows exactly what's going on, because you remember Pittsburgh had a stud wide receiver before Brown came in by the name of Mike Wallace, who was like the franchise receiver who was doing great. And Brown came in and they phased Wallace right out of there.
Yep.
So he sees what's going on with Juju, like, I've seen this story before.
Yep.
This is the exact way I came in. Oh no, I'm not letting them do this to me. No.
And he's 31.
I'm gonna cause a ruckus. I'm tearing this whole mother effing building down if y'all trying to do this to me. We all dying. Yep. Exactly.
And so, Antonio, this is a test to see how much the Steelers care. So Thomason went ahead and called a press conference, said, I don't care what y'all thinking. I didn't lie to you about AB. Yes, you did. And what are y'all up to?
Right.
AB knows what it is. It's getting worse, ain't it? And, Pittsburgh's good at this, though, because they went through this with LeVeon. They're well-trained in it, Mel. This is what they do.
Right. But you know what? With all the talks of possibly getting AB, like, I want to vet our players. Every last one that comes in, I want to vet them, man, before they get in here. Because this whole Alden Smith, Reuben Foster garbage, man, if there's any type of chance that you're going to get in here and act any kind of fool to where we can't get you through an entire contract situation, an entire 3-4 years without stuff like this, no. So in vetting, Antonio, this isn't some new problem. Like, and that's what I found out just looking into certain things. Steelers fans going to their Steelers pages, and I have Steelers fan friends and all of that. And like inside information, he's been kind of a problem for like 3 or 4 years now. But he was putting up numbers so big that it was just like, man, whatever. They just took it. But now you got this Juju kid coming in who's showing that he could shoulder the load. So it's like, man, we don't have to deal with it. We had to deal with it before because we didn't have anybody else. But we don't have to deal with this. We don't have to deal with it. And that's kind of what it was with Rube too. Like before the season started, when that whole thing came out and with the accusations, half of us didn't even care whether it was true or not. We like, man, even if it's true, we got to find a way to hold on to this kid.
And
but by the time
we even started blaming the girl. That just shows you how turned around we were on the whole thing. There was no ethical.
It's her fault too.
But the thing is,
they're two bozos.
But we didn't
two
care.
Bozos that belong together. Exactly. You're right.
We just cared about Reuben. Damn her.
Right.
Get out the way. See.
But
so,
that's because of who Reuben was for us. But all of this crap happened. Fred Warner's balling, so we like, okay, we don't have to deal with this. If we didn't have any other linebacker or anything like that, I think that we still may have tried to work it out.
And
but
Mel, we got to stop here. But listen, Elijah Lee, I'm telling you, I'm liking what I see in him. I got a feeling if he beefs up, he may be for Salah's defense. He may be okay. Let's continue this on Sunday. Hey, Mel.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what. Which game are you interested in that's coming up on Sunday?
Man, you already know, man.
Dallas?
You already know.
Nah,
man.
Wait, no, not Dallas. Saturday. Saturday game is Dallas.
Chicago and Philly.
Chicago, Philly. All right.
I'm in the heart of Philly, man. Like I'm
That's right, huh?
Country.
I'm taking both sides. I got to take both sides because I got to do one game. Chicago, Philly's the earliest one, ain't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, it has to be.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think that's what we're going to do. Because that's going to be a good game. Because either team can beat the Rams. That's all I'm concerned about.
Yep.
Man,
F the Rams.
I know. We'll get into them.
Curse, but F them.
I agree. But, we'll talk about them Sunday because I'm doing the Rams. Boy. All right, fam. Mel, always great, man. I'll see you this weekend, all right?
Ronbo. Yes, sir. One more thing real quick, please.
Go ahead.
The whole thing with AD, I wouldn't mind taking him, but I don't want to give anything up for him. Nothing of significance. People talking about sending Nick Mullins away, that would be ridiculous.
And
don't cut off a leg to gain an extra arm. That doesn't make sense.
Useless. Because the thing is, he's 31 years old. All right, Mel, we could get into this.
All right, we got to go.
All right, fam.
All right, my brother. I'll talk to
later.
you on Sunday.
All right, be looking for you. Yeah, man, I tell you, I don't want to give up nothing for AB. And if Steve is going to eat $21 million up at minimum as far as the cap hit goes. Even if they trade him, it's going to cost some money. Hey, Andre, what's up? Roger Villaneta says, oh, thanks, Roger. No, robot. And it says, the white Niner gear is hot. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. And by the way, let me give a boy. Actually, I got this as a gift from. It's actually Ronbo owes me money. He's got these jerseys. He told me Ronbo owes me money too. And he says, "Hey, Ronbo all smiles like new team: Earl Thomas, Jadavian Clowney, Josh Allen, Von Miller, Antonio Brown, the rest of the draft picks. Let's go." Elroy Reyes, what's up? And Jorge says, A.B. Thomas, Ramsey. Ooh. Oh, man. Dang. That's a lot. I like Ramsey. I don't know that that's feasible either. I don't know. It's like Kyle Shanahan said, when he was talking about some players Monday or whatever day that was, he says, a lot of things don't always work out. We may think a player is fine and all that, but there's some things that, feasibility comes an issue as far as our financial situations, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Okay. Joe Griffin says, at work, getting in ass. Sup, Joe? And Van Life 123. Thanks, fam. Much love back to you. And Niners need to draft Josh Allen, according to Ron Abelos. You already heard what Josh Allen said, right? Josh Allen says, I know I'm going. Who's better than me? Josh Allen's already talking about how great he is. I kind of like that attitude. I'm a little concerned. John Costa, another great offseason with the bow. I like that. The bow. And Serge, Jerry, hey, Mr. Ronbo, the Niner Lions. You guys too nice tonight. Thanks, guys. I'm always shocked when I read these things. I said, come on, man. We the same, y'all. And Jamie Square, what's up? And hey, come on in, repent. She says, hey, repent. It seems like this is a page we left off of. It didn't seem like we went through a season. I feel the same connection from last season, but we're a little more educated on how to act this year. Repent.
That's
come
right.
On in.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, always appreciate having you, too. Yeah. Looking at everything, it's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I'll tell you this right now. I'm not totally against getting either of those players. I'm just not, again, excited about it just because it's all speculation and talk,
Extremely.
At the same time, it's so hard to look at Antonio Brown when I see him throwing his fits on the sideline. I'm like, I do not want to see any 49er player acting like that,
Oh, man.
So we have a young team that's going to be impressionable, and OBJ, I haven't seen him throw fits, but we know he's got, some diva ways in him too. So, but I'll tell you this, Ronbo, I'm wondering if the 49ers would entertain the Giants for not a first-round draft pick for OBJ, which I think would be too much for the Niners to give up, but maybe for the Giants to move up to number 2 and switch spots with the Giants and the Niners for OBJ because they're talking a lot about that quarterback from, I think, is it Ohio State? Is it Baskins or Haskins?
I know who you're talking about, though, but yeah, okay. So the Giants do want to move on a quarterback right now, then?
That's what I'm hearing, absolutely, and that quarterback, I think at Ohio State might be the first one, So
because one of them that's really good is he's not claiming he's not going to put himself in a position to be drafted this year. He's going to wait. He's going to play out one more season at his school. I forget his name. But he was supposed to be the best thing in the draft. So. Yeah,
no. So, I mean, yeah, man. But I don't want to see the Niners give up picks, honestly. If they want to move up, move down, I think that could be good. The Niners aren't going to move down that much, you know what I'm saying? And the truth is, the more they move down, the more they're going to get, So I think the Niners will probably end up moving a couple spots from maybe 2 to 6, still get a solid, awesome player. And Ronbo, you know what? I'm telling you right now, I feel good about next year. The only thing, the offense I feel to me is really good to go. If the defense can really land themselves a really good edge rusher in the draft or the free agency, I really think this team can finally come together. It was news to me that you said that the strength and conditioning coach was fired, and that actually brings a sigh of relief now, man. That's amazing. And you know why, Ronbo? You know why?
Why?
Because Kyle Shanahan, on the last day of regular season football, he got a bunch of breaking news alerts for this coach got fired, this coach, and that coach got fired, okay? And guess what? All those coaches, most of them, in year 3 of not being able to do anything, were out and done, all right? So Kyle Shanahan needs to make sure that next year he has some kind of winning record, but he has to show something. No more picking in the top 15, man. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's year 3 would be because Jed didn't even come out and address us this year, so Jed doesn't want to. He doesn't. The media's going to hit him up with all kind of questions. Jimmy Tomsula had a better record basically than when you average out how many wins. Kyle Shanahan's are pretty much the same.
Oh God!
But you got rid of him after 1 year. What's your feeling about that? And I can see, Jed is. Jed gets real. You can see Jed getting all pissed off, and he'll remain calm. And he'll say, "I made my decision 2 years ago to give these gentlemen 6-year contracts. How would I look if I stand here today and tell you that I've decided to fire them? I mean, you put yourself in my place for a moment. You know how Jed is, And you don't dismiss owners."
Yeah, I still never forget when Jed York was answering the reporter about whether or not he's going to get replaced. He said, "I'm the owner."
You don't dismiss owners.
You can't replace the owner,
Jed,
But
that's why Jed's going to avoid these until we start winning football games. And like he did last year, he came out. He was all excited. But this year, Jed knew to keep your head down low, man, because this is a lump we got to get through. So.
But, Ronbo, this offseason, this draft has to address defense. We had 2 interceptions all year long. Oh, my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Okay. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
The ratio, the takeaway ratio, that's going to be a thing. We got to get into that Sunday because we're out of time now. But you know what? That's the thing the 49ers are looking at. This is why if people think the 49ers are going to go hog wild on offensive players, that's not going to happen. We have to get that defense straightened out. We're not the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not going to win games 70-69. That's just ridiculous. So we're going to see what's happening. I think it's going to be defense, so. But anyway. Repent?
It's going by quick, Ronbo.
I'm sorry. Was that repent? Go ahead.
I said it's going by quick already. I can't believe it. We got playoffs playoffs tomorrow, and I don't know about you, Ronbo. I will say this before I go. I'm actually rooting for the Seahawks. I do not want to see the Cowboys have a chance at winning a 6th Super Bowl. I hate it. I can't have it. Go Seahawks, seriously, okay?
I tell you, it makes sense. Both teams, I just wish the whole building would just fall down. I don't want to see either team go anywhere. I just don't. So, all right. All right, Repent. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo. You have a good night, man.
You too. Hey, Elias says, who are you going to go for tomorrow? It's kind of, Repent just brought it out, but it was kind of a question I didn't really get to get it. I don't hate the Seahawks like I did before last year, especially now that we've beaten them. So Repent may have a good. At first, I was thinking, the Cowboys this way, but then again, the Cowboys, it runs deeper, what we've been through with the Cowboys, than the Seahawks. I can't believe it, but I'm thinking, Elias, I think I'm going to go with repent. Maybe it might be time to start siding up with the Hawks. I guess so. You know what that means? I'm going to have to go over and say nice things to Mike Davis. Me and Mike Davis have been going to have a riff going on Twitter for a while now. Ever since I wrote something nasty about him, he comes over and says, "So why do you still follow me?" "Oh, I forgot to unfollow you, Mike. I'm sorry." You get called out on these things. All of a sudden, you cower it out. I don't know if Mike was watching me talk bad about him. So I could go over and say, "Hey, Mike, you know what? You know me and you, I know I've been making you mad. You zing me every now and then when you get tired, right? I'm rooting for you tomorrow, dog." I will see what happens. I'll put that on Twitter. Keep an eye on that. That's going to be hilarious. Hey, I mean. Yami muting himself. Yami, don't touch the controls. I got you. Okay, so Yami, because every time you hit the mute, it crosses things up. So hang up, call back again, just call in. I'll handle it from there, or we'll handle it from there. Okay, but don't touch anything. All right. We're gonna. Is he back? Yeah, you might have to wait a minute then. I mean, I just did. Yami, please, Yami, don't touch anything on your phone. Just call in, and I'll be able to hear your volume. Okay. Anyway, Lord JCW says the charges against Ruben were dropped. This is a subject I've actually been trying to avoid. Reuben Foster has made me mad in 15. Richie Lowe, Brown might be a diva, but he ain't a woman beater. Yeah, but, Repent just said he never seen AB having fits and pulling on his divitude. I should have told him about a couple of games if he could get back and see him. Last year, I forget which game, every game the Steelers lost, Brown was losing his mind on the sidelines. Don't make things worse. If you're a good receiver, okay, fine. But don't make scenes on the sideline. If I'm a coach, I'm trying to focus here and concentrate and get us out of that mess. I have to keep babysitting you because you won't grow up. It's a bad thing. I don't know how he'd act when he comes to the 49ers, though. Because remember, Richard Sherman used to attack Pete Carroll all the time, too, on the sidelines. So it's a problem. Hey, JP7, what's up, fam? You're doing all right? And Ron Williams says this is your New Jersey 49er family. Hey, Ron, what's up? Man, Ron's out in Jersey. We got a lot of folks out in Jersey. Note Robot says Ray isn't the fall guy. When he was with Washington, they were first and injured. Ooh. This guy came over from the Redskins. They were first injured players. He's a monster, but his program is terribly. What? I didn't know that note. He was with Washington and they were going, well, why'd we pick him up? Because Kyle knew him probably from Washington. Hey, what's up, Kitty? I mean.
Ronbo, what's good with you?
Okay, hey, Zombie, whenever you, remember, I just want you to remember, when you zoom in, just don't touch the controls, just zoom on in, and it's not like the phone, just zoom in, and then we'll take it from there. That way we can control, because if we go back and forth, neither one of us is going to know who's pushing what button. So just call in and let that go. But Happy New Year.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Ronbo. You know what I mean? Salute to the Niner Empire. Happy New Year 2019.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you said.
Ronbo, I called Stephen A. earlier. I was on the phone for 4 hours. Still couldn't get in contact with him.
He knew that was you.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna keep striving though. I'm gonna keep striving. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one day I'm gonna make it there, Ronbo. And
I thought you got him once. That's why he knows not to let you back in. You must have got him.
No. Oh, the first time I called, he won that one. I gotta keep it to be, Ronbo.
Yeah.
It was my first time calling.
He caught you off guard. I know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, not no more, though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Salute to Oakland. Y'all not like us. You see what I'm saying? They got Mike Mayotte. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. And,
yeah,
that should be interesting. But, do you want, I'm curious, because I'd love to get your opinion on this. AB, OBJ, are you interested?
Yes, I am, Ronbo. And the reason why is because I want us to play Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving. So, the whole world is watching. And, this go out to my sisters, my aunts, my uncles, my family, all y'all Pittsburgh Stelbred fans. You see what I'm
and
saying?
Stephen A.
And Stephen A. Smith, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to be able to make a Roethlisberger with stale bread. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You know what? Somebody just, because Juju Smith is having a great season.
Right.
AB, I think he's showing out because of that. He notices he's getting less and less depended on. What y'all doing, man? Bring that boy in here and make me watch him play. He ain't having it. So it may be he's got to go somewhere. I mean, the Steelers say you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. So this could be interesting.
Hey, Ronbo, we're going to give Antonio an application right now. Antonio, come to the Niners. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to have no more Roethlisbergers. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about no more stale bread. You ain't got to eat no more stale bread. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you, you know what though? OBJ is also available. Yeah, he's 26. Anthony is 31.
Ronbo, I'm proud of us, Ronbo. You know what I'm saying? We got the number 2 pick in the draft. You know what I mean? If we want, we could send, Gasson and Malcolm Smith to Pittsburgh and get Antonio Brown. If not that, can do the same thing with OBJ.
And because they look at the product, we sent Vance McDonald over there, and Vance did a great job. So they can believe if he comes from the 49ers, he might be all right. Of course, I don't know about Malcolm Smith, though. Malcolm he's walking on thin ice. I think he's out no matter what.
Rambo, Malcolm Smith is going to be the asset to, you understand?
Yeah,
Antonio contract, he got a big ass contract.
Way too big.
Hopefully,
he ain't played.
Yeah, hopefully,
5 games. Malcolm Smith, he ain't didn't ever get paid. How many games Malcolm Smith didn't play all last year? He played a handful of games this year. He hasn't done anything. He got fined for trying to knock Russell Wilson out. I appreciated that. But the thing is, he ain't did nothing else. So,
Hey, Ronbo, we can be like Malcolm Smith, you know what I'm saying? Look, we got love for you. And you can have a chance at new life. Razor, what's good? Don't ever cut me off again. You know what I'm saying? What I was saying was, Gasson, he can go to Pittsburgh and Malcolm Smith. And we can build, we can build through the draft.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, if I'm on the other side of the phone in Pittsburgh, when John Lynch calls from Santa Clara, as soon as he says, all right, listen, let's get Antonio. No, I'm going to get Antonio out of your hair. I'm going to send you Malcolm Smith. And what else are we sending?
Pierre Garçon.
I'm sending you Malcolm Smith and Pierre Garçon. Let's get Antonio in here. Let's get the paperwork done, and let's get this finished. All you're going to hear on the phone is click, buzz.
Because look, Ronbo, truthfully, we probably, we got to throw one more person in there.
Well, you got to throw a draft pick in there. And it's probably going to have to be a high draft pick. Oh.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. See, the reality.
I think, because, we earned it. You know what I'm saying? Because, 2 years ago, we had the number two draft pick, right?
We still got it. It's Solomon Thomas. He was still waiting for him to blossom. Right. We need to continue on Sunday, though. Make one more point.
And this year, we got the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Ronbo, you already know who I want. Cam Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I want Wolverine. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
You may be right. You may get him, too. I have no idea what's going on with the 49ers when it comes to this, because I did not see Mike Glitzy coming last year. Hey, but, we got to go. I'm going to see you on Sunday, all right?
All right, Ronbo. I love you. Salute to the Niner Empire 2019.
Love you back, fam. I'll be looking for you Sunday. Hey, don't tell them what's going to happen between now and then. Antonio might be in San Francisco.
Right. Ronbo, I hate the Cowgirls. I hate Seattle. I got the Cowgirls getting the win. I got the Eagles getting the win.
Okay.
And I got the Saints playing the Chargers in the Super Bowl.
Ooh, there's a bold prediction. Not the Saints, but the Chargers. Yeah, I like that. All right.
All right, Ronbo, I'm out.
All right, I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo.
Oh, man. Can you imagine if he gets that right? Chargers finally made it. That's going to be a rough one, though. At AFC, man, that's good. Because you know the Patriots, that's the money team. You got to be worried if you're going to bet against them. That's Big Show. Thanks, Big Show, for that contribution. He says our only offense was George Kittle all year. Can't expect 49ers to ignore offensive problems in the draft and free agency. Our offense is not okay. But remember, Big Show always ignores the fact that we had most of our offense on the IR. I'll just leave it at that, Noda Robot says, Noda, thank you. That's a contribution. Anyway, Donna Bell says, I don't want AB. He's got too many off-field issues, and I just think as a team, we don't need the feminine element that OBJ would bring to our team. Period. But you know something, Donna? Both of them got some diva in them. You know what I mean? AB's over there just showing out on the sideline. The cameraman leaves the game to go over to the Pittsburgh Steelers sideline. And Antonio's throwing stuff on the ground, pulling people trying to grab me. Just get off me. I said, what's wrong with him? I used to think that Dallas Cowboys receiver was bad. AB's worse. I mean, at least, I don't know. They scare me when they do stuff like that. And OBJ could get a little crazy too, but he's younger, so he doesn't get as crazy as the older divas. Isn't that funny? KD says, of course he is wanted. He's wanted Brandon Marshall. God. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows about you and Brandon Marshall. Yeah, Team Money sacked down. You should do an interview with MC Liner King on his thoughts of the past season and what he hopes to see next year. If I can get him to sit still long enough, that might be funny. MC can, boy, he's starting to thinking like a lot of people. What's his bottom line is we ain't winning no ball games. Uh, so knowing MC, I can tell you, he'd take both OBJ and Antonio and had his way. Kitty says, "What's up, not a fam? What's up, Kitty?" And Joe Griffin, have y'all checked out the linebacker from Mississippi State, Willie Gay? Check him out. Mississippi State linebacker. I haven't heard anything about him, though. I did see that dude, Devin White, and I seen Greedy. As I'm sitting there watching, everything I'm talking about, because I'm watching the film now. As I'm sitting there watching Devin White, he moves at like warp speed across that field. He doesn't hit real hard, but if you thought you was going somewhere, you ain't. And Greedy is polished. Now I feel the pain. I'd love to have both of them. Oh, God, yes. And No Robot says Bosa or bust. AB for a second rounder, also okay. But see, Noda, you can't have, okay, if you're going to get Bosa, you're going to have to keep that number 2 pick in order to get him. But if you're going to trade your second rounder, that's it. Bosa's going number 2. Although Oakland is in this mix, fam. Watch, peculiar things going to happen. Oakland's got the number, wait a minute, I'm sorry. The Raiders have the number 1, Raiders. The Cardinals have the number 1 pick, right? It's going to be interesting to see what they need. Cardinals don't really need Bosa. If anybody's going to trade for AB, could be them. Watch, see what. Hey, George.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Yeah, George, man. Speculation time, man. Here comes the crazies, man. Before we get to free agency.
Here's the thing, though. My opinion on those two is I don't want any of them. I don't see why we shouldn't do if we're gonna do a trade and let go of some good stuff, I'd do it for Julio Jones. Because he's played with Shanahan.
He's played with Shanahan, exactly.
Shanahan is, I'm pretty sure, pretty good with the personnel in Atlanta, which he would work a sweet deal. And we can't afford having a pretty good receiver learn Shanahan's playbook. Like, it would take him a whole year to develop, it's taken everybody else.
Right.
So I would say Julio Jones is the one that fits, or someone else that's as good as Julio that's played with him before. Yeah.
I agree.
But that's my personal opinion, because then Julio Jones comes in, he'll lock in right away, and then that's a threat.
Yeah,
Kittle,
he hits the
Julio,
ground running.
Goodwin,
SFO. Exactly, I agree. Or San Jose State Airport. Or San Jose Airport. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
With Shanahan's system, it takes too long for people to learn it. That's why people keep crying about Jimmy G at the beginning of the season. They don't fully comprehend the situation. You don't come in, learn Shanahan's playbook, and just start blitzing through it. Don't work like that.
Yeah.
It takes repetitions. So, yeah, you're right. Yep. I agree. Julio.
Another thing is, just realize this guy goes for smart people, because if we say Shanahan's a genius, there's like math problems and everything behind it, like equations, and so he gets always smart guys. So he ain't gonna go for OBJ and stuff like that. Like I prefer OBJ over Antonio Brown, though. I will say that if we do go for OBJ, I'd rather be OBJ.
Well, the 49ers were interested in him last year, so yeah, it may still be in the mix.
And I think the reason he gets mad, here's the thing, about the two of them, is that Shanahan makes everybody feed. He feeds everybody. So they ain't going to get that ball like they want to at Pittsburgh or at, in the Giants. Like, he distributes to everyone, so it might be a problem here too, where they're going to be like, but why don't I get the ball? That's what I want, the ball. And no, man,
that's that Dez
we're going to
Bryant.
win as a team.
That's that, That's that Dez Bryant syndrome. The camera stops watching the game to pan over the sidelines, watching Dez, Antonio, OBJ. They just, I don't want no diva on the sideline. Where
Yep.
your head's supposed to be in the game. It's not about me. There's no I in team, man. Come on, you guys. Let's
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Stand over there, and when they come off the field, give them some support.
Yep. Yep. And then on the draft, man, like I said, I was, I think, the one that called in, and many people had already said it, but Josh Allen,
Yeah.
that's who I'd say let's go for him. If we do drop, we could still get him lower if no one wants to go for him. You know, if the first few picks need offense or quarterbacks or something, you know, they're going to risk those.
George,
So,
would you be surprised,
Yep.
so if the 49ers didn't pull the best offensive tackle in the draft again?
that'd be great. You know, or a guard, you know, if they could get a guard at you know, if they drop down and get a guard, because our guards have been going down.
Yeah.
But I think he did good with McGlinchey. I mean, everybody doubted McGlinchey. I honestly wanted McGlinchey or Nelson, but they got
and
McGlinchey.
And did McGlinchey outplay Nelson this year? According to the stats all year long, he did. But of course, Indianapolis is going to the playoffs. He's all pro, a rookie all pro first team. Quentin Nelson.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
George outplayed him this year.
So,
George is the best offensive lineman, rookie offensive lineman in the league. But maybe they're saying guard is a different. I don't care. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so McGlinchey, I mean, we've seen what he can do. The boy can run down and make some blocks. So I'm proud of that pick there. But yeah, man, we'll do good. Like you seen, come on, who would have thought, like, all the sports analysts were like, George who? George Kittle who? Like, no one knew who he was. And, you know, Shanahan made that guy. Like,
they mistreated
Yeah.
George. Anyway.
Yep.
Well, George, we got to go.
Yeah, that was my
I'll
input.
look for you Sunday.
All right, man.
All right.
For sure, man.
All right, fam.
All right, I'll call in.
I'll be looking for
Have
you,
a good
too.
one, Ronbo.
You too. Happy New Year. I forgot to tell you.
You too, man. Oh,
Thanks.
yeah, another thing. Let me just add this at the end. Next time I'm going to try to get on the actual video.
Yeah.
So I can show you I got a pit bull and I bought him a jersey. And he
All
loves
right.
rocking it. He does not want to take it off. Like, we take it off and he gets mad. So,
And you don't want to piss him off.
and another thing is I'm going to try to do the Ronbo and
There
see
you
if
go.
he'll holler with me, too.
Yes.
All
Love
right,
it.
man.
All right, George.
All right,
Be looking
Ronbo.
for that,
Have a
man.
good
Get that
one.
working. Oh, God.
All right. All right, later.
Yeah, man. Yeah, George Kittle. Man, I still can't get over that. George Kittle, team 2, behind Travice Kelce. He beat Kelce. What are you doing? God. Jeff Terrence is wild card weekend. My picks are Cowboys, Colts, Chargers, and Bears. All right, all right. And Cali style. What's up, fam? And Rec 7YT. Sup? Scott Bryant, sub Scott. And Cali Styles have fine with either AB or OBJ. And, you know, just taking these guys at face value, how you're not going to be satisfied with them. These guys have done things that, I mean, OBJ is supposed to be on pace to pass Jerry Rice up. But Jerry had a little more durability. OBJ, he's got to play a full season a couple of years first, you know. And Antonio Brown, Jerry Rice himself endorses Jerry. I mean, Jerry endorses AB, and he thinks he'd help us out because Jerry thinks the defense is going to focus on George Kittle extensively next year, and you're going to need a wide receiver that can loosen that up. Probably true. So, you know, there's a lot of things to consider here. The 49ers have probably just, I mean, you got to smell smoke in the room with George. I mean, if Kyle and John are sitting there trying to figure out what they want to do next, because this game. Andrew, what's up? Andrew 49. 49ers and Rockets Rider. What's up, family? Yosef, baby. Says, yo, good to see you. We got to ride this offseason like an 84 Fleetwood. Ooh, you know. Smoothest ride on the highway. And when that big monster got rolled down the highway, if you couldn't even beat that with a Corvette fully open. Damn. And Kiki Ward says, what up? And Niner family, AB, if either of them, like the rest of the chat is saying, they will demand the ball way too much. But maybe Kyle could work with them before they got in and let them know, listen, I'm going to pick on the weakest areas of the defense. You guys could probably create that weakness, and if that be the case, I'm going to come to you. Now, if that's not the case, I'm going to move that ball around so we can keep the defense off balance. You guys got a problem with that? And if they say, of course you're going to say, Coach, you the coach. I'm the player. You do what you got to do. I'm going to do what I got to do. All right? So we understand each other? We understand each other. 15 weeks later, got the ball maybe 8, 9, 10 times. He said, how am I going to help this team if I can't get the ball? So, some guys you already know them. Giovanni Diodario. What's up, fam? Hey, Linwood.
What's up, Ronbo?
Oh, Linwood, man, we're just contemplating. The season wasn't even cold yet, and all of a sudden AB and OBJ are involved. And then they cheated my boy George Kittle. But we did get rid of that so-called strength and conditioning coach that had us. I mean, I kept looking for Hawkeye and the dudes to set up a MASH unit on the side of the field, man. I mean, another one goes down. Oh, that blue tent, man. We was working it. So, that was one stride. But who are we going to get next, Linwood? That's what worries me the most. Who are you going to bring in?
Oh, well, I think they're going to go old school, Ronbo, and they're going to go in and get a green tent, and they're going to draft the MASH team to take care of all our IRs.
But we don't want them administered to after they get shot. We want them to be administered before they have to go into that tent. My God, I can't imagine who they got. They must have somebody in mind, Linwood, because you just fired.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do. And it might not have been, it might not have been the strength and conditioning coach, but someone had to take the blame, so they had to ship him out. I mean,
that's what I felt.
Look at the Redskins. The Redskins last couple of years, they had it worse than us.
And
they had more injured players than us.
And I found out that the guy we're firing today was with the Redskins before. I didn't know that.
That makes sense. Yeah. They had the worst IR list last year and the year prior. And then this year, now and we're right up to now. They still topped us this year.
Yeah. Did they really? Because they lost their quarterback. Yeah, they lose a running back.
They lost 2 with broken legs. They lost 2 quarterbacks with broken legs. Yeah, they lost everybody.
That's right.
They had to go for their last. Right. Yeah, especially if it was Alex Smith. I was like, man, sorry.
Damn.
The Redskins are the East Coast 49ers. There's a lot of 49ers on that team.
Yeah. Scarcely, we're both wearing red. But then again, I guess we can't worry about red because look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They're wearing red. God.
In my synopsis on the Kittle not taken and Nelson getting taken over our boy McGlinchey.
I know.
Those 2 teams are in the playoffs. Those 2 teams are in the playoff romp.
That's got to be it. I mean, team success has to enter into it. It has to.
It does. Because they're like, because they get a lot of spotlight and a lot of people get to see them more so. That's right. San Francisco be at that pinnacle again. 2019 is here. 2019 is here.
Just survive all them injuries. This is why I dream about that front. Look at that offense. Linwood, I got Jimmy G back. He's got 2 of the best running backs. Well, he's got, I don't know, but I heard about how well last year the Jerick McKinnon was doing. So now I got McKinnon, and we've seen what Brady could do. Oh, Jesus. Now I got Juice as another option. I got George Kittle. I got the sensation that I know is going to be a bad MOFO next year in Dante Pettis. Oh, and that offensive line should look a little better.
And
just get Joshua Gardner in there.
That's why we don't. Yeah, just like you said, Ronbo, Pettis. The man, if you break down and watch his film, he's got that quick twitch factor, and he gets open and breaks at it like Keenan Allen. I mean, OBJ who? We don't need no damn OBJ. We got a
Really?
damn Pettis.
Actually, Pettis.
Antonio Brown who?
Yeah,
we got a Ricky James, baby. He had the same set of skills. Yeah, Richie James is compared to Antonio Brown. They had the same stats and everything coming out of college as far as like their combine stats.
And they're the
same
same
build,
size.
same size, and that.
I think
Yeah,
so.
we don't
Richie may be
need
a little
that.
bit taller.
Yeah, so we don't need to spend the $90 million on some divas. We got our own players to take care of over on this side. Defensively, we need to pay Defoe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Boy, but check this out, Linwood. Now, if the Cardinals don't take, and I have a sneaking feeling they're not going to take Bosa, they're either going to trade down.
We don't want to do damn Bosa.
That's what I'm saying. What are they going to do? Do you think the 49ers feel that way? Who do you want as far as that edge rusher?
I would, if I had to pick, it's not Bosa. I'm scared of the Bosa pick. I'm scared of the injury prone, this and that, and you know, and I've watched some film on some other guys that was like make me really go,
I know.
And that's Allen, and now Kyle's getting ready to get him in the Senior Bowl, so he'll know.
Ooh, that's the
Hands-on.
advantage there. They get to watch close
Yes, sir.
to these guys.
Yes, sir. He gets to work with them, so he's going to know what he's getting before we even go into the draft. And he showed up, dude. Oh my gosh, that guy showed up in that bowl game that he played in. He lit it up.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you
What do
got
you have?
him,
3 sacks.
Blocked field goal or something too. I mean, yeah, the guy was all over the place.
Josh is an animal.
So, yeah, so you put him beside DeForest Buckner, man. I'm just saying, lights out.
Woo!
And I think we may keep Armstead.
Yeah.
But he could also be great trade bait because we do have Contavious Street that's going to be on that line this year. I truly feel strong about that guy.
And they're probably waiting to see what Contavious looks like before they might make a move. If they can see Contavious before draft night, that could be interesting.
Yes, because he's going to be a monster. Because from everything I read about from him, because he come from about a wolf pack. So, NC State wolf pack.
You know,
the guy's vicious.
And that's why Bradley Chubb may have been doing as well as he did.
Exactly, and that's what they were saying. It's like Bradley Chubb was a beast because this guy was a handful unto himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was commanding 2 people in Defoe's spot.
Mm-hmm. And
so open up Bradley Chubb.
Boy, and put Defoe, and now put that maniac Allen. And I was watching film on him.
So you put Defoe in there. Oh. You put Contavious Street beside Defoe.
Yes. And you got Allen come off the side. Now the quarterback. Now let me see that quarterback sit back there and relax and picks that defense apart. Now let's see. Man.
Yep. So I think that's our best bet. And focus on defense, free agency. I think our offense is kind of set, Ronbo. I mean,
the 49ers
that's my personal opinion.
They're going to score points. With Kyle's system, it takes them a little while, but they're going to score points. I got 2.
Yeah.
I'm not even interested in offense this year, really. But hey,
we got the best tight end.
Oh, and then you got that. They can double him all they want to. They ain't going to do nothing but let everybody else eat.
Yeah. You got Marquez to spread the field. You got the number 1 tight end in the league. We got, oh my God, so many weapons coming out of the backfield. McKinnon back with his great catching ability. The game plan was surrounded by him. Run the ball, but then he's so dangerous out of the backfield catching the ball. Yeah. This could be lights out. Focus on the defense, 2019.
Then we go. I'll see you Sunday, right after the game, all right? No, I guess I won't. I'll see you Sunday. That's right, Sunday. All right. All right, fam.
Oh, and my wife almost had a heart attack when you said y'all pulling for the damn Seahawks. Shame on y'all. We don't want no West Coast getting no Super Bowls before us. Seahawks are going down.
I don't know what to do about this game.
And the Rams are going down.
Because the Cowboys live. Well, think of it. If you go back in time, the bitterness between the 49er fan base and the Cowboy fan base was, because the Cowboys had legitimate reason. The Seahawks are a joke. They won 1 championship. The boys, we're 5-5 with that team. If they win another championship, we can't talk to people from Texas.
I'm picking my poison, Ronbo. I gotta live with a cowboy, so I gotta cheer for that to crush the Seahawks because I don't like either one of them. Crush the Seahawks because they're not getting nowhere fast. After that, it's a done deal.
You'll work that out. You'll be okay. All right, Linwood. I'll see you Sunday. Oh God.
All right, night, Ronbo.
Night, fam.
Hit those likes.
Hey.
Hit those likes, Ronbo Sports.
Thanks, Linwood. Talk to you later. And as I read up here, it says, Okie Niner says, and Okie, thanks for the cash. And he says, what it do, Ronbo? Niners! Donovan's always got, I love it. Things he says. He says, OBJ shatters like, was it Lilac Q? Lolly Q. I got to check that out, Donald Bill. I think you got me on that. Hi, Cynthia. I see you. And Mark David Montgomery. Thank you, Mark. He says, Merry Christmas from Arizona. Hey, Mark. Is that Mark? That's another Mark, I think. He said, let's get Dana Stubblefield back. Mark, I like that. So he can come in and say next year, especially after the Rams make their exit in the playoffs, same old sorry-ass Rams. That phrase will forever live in the hearts and minds of the 49ers fan base. Hey, and Niner Joe says, stop. Bet the players are happy they don't have to climb that damn wall anymore since Wright probably takes it with him. I think Jed Yorkson is going to say, I believe I paid for that mountain, didn't I? Ray, I think that's my property. Jed kills me. Would you like... I'd love to be able to just hang out with Jed for a day and just see how comical he really is. Because Jed, he's a very innocent guy. I can't imagine him getting pissed off. He got pissed off finally at Trent Baalke, and with good reason. Trent Baalke could make Jesus Christ angry, huh? Oh, hey, Othello Alvarez, I got it right. Othello Alfred 21. Thanks, Othello. He says, I can't wait to see Catavia Street run wild. Man, that's going to be special. We say, hey, Deshaun.
What's up?
Deshaun, man. Just sit back here and wonder about the future, as we always do this time of year. And how can we get better? And can we expect to get better?
Oh, stop with the injuries. We got too many injuries. There
you go, right there. Stop with the injuries, and this team's automatically Pro Bowl bound. I mean, stop with the injuries, and this team's almost automatically Super Bowl bound. My God.
Yeah, I know. You got Pierre Garçon,
Deshaun, I think, are you on speakerphone? Because it sounds like you're sitting in a canyon.
I just getting out. You hear me now?
Kind of the same. Yeah, did you turn the speakerphone off?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, go ahead then. Let's see if it gets better.
Yes, man. If you have Marquise Goodwin, Pierre Garçon, Trent Taylor, George Kittle, you got Kajus back in with Breeder, and the two good guards on both sides. That's a championship offense, Ronbo.
Especially with Kyle Shanahan calling the shots. I mean, the 49ers are not going to stop putting up points. Once they start getting the system down and everybody's healthy, I think the 49ers can score pretty easily. Because, I mean, Matt Breida's more than anybody even knew. And he couldn't stay healthy, though.
That's right. And when it's hard, when you have guys like that that's getting injuries, then you got new players coming in with good talent, but they have to learn to lose, and that's fumbling the ball or dropping the ball. It just takes a little longer. But this year, I think they're going to learn, and I think it's going to show up. And Antonio Brown, that'd be a good signing because he doesn't have no weakness at all. Not like Antonio Brown.
True.
Now,
his attitude, but otherwise, he may have a reason to be upset. I don't know. It seems players get awfully mad in Pittsburgh. I gotta believe at this point, it may not always be just the players. There must be something wrong in Pittsburgh. I don't know what it is, but people are not happy.
But, Pittsburgh, they don't keep their receivers. They always draft. You look at how many good receivers that they lost over the years. That goes back from you got actually Darius Hill-Bay came from Oakland Raiders. But you got other receivers that went to Antoine Randall, a couple other ones. They don't keep all their good receivers. They always draft. So I think he's not going to be there very long. And they kept talking about Juju Smith-Schuster will be their guy. So I think he's not going to be there.
And it's killing Antonio, just killing him. You make a good point, though, Deshaun. You know what? It's Roethlisberger that makes them running those wide receivers as good as they are. You know what I'm saying? Because if they go to other teams, they're not necessarily going to – look how much Vance McDonald is better he is now than he was while he was in San Francisco. Man, that's
man, I've been kind of jealous because when he was over here with us, he just kept getting injured. He does good, kept getting injured.
Yeah.
Now he's over there.
Always
he's a Pro Bowler now.
Yeah. Man. And stronger. Whoa. Vance just be throwing everybody else straight arms guy coming down the field. Vance throws him on the ground. What?
Yeah.
Damn.
The only time he's doing that when we play in Seattle. Well, all the other times he just not around at all. He's like Gary Selleck. He just not around. To compete. But what it is, what it is. George Kittle's our man. Gary Selleck, we can trade him. We got Jimmy Ward. We can trade him. I don't want to trade Austin.
Maybe not. I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't want to trade Eric Armstead because I've been on Eric Armstead since they drafted him, and so did what's the man out? What's Josh Garnett? Yeah, I'm still on Josh Garnett. That's my man. You see that when he's in that lineup.
Improvement.
We don't get a lot of pressure.
Yes, improvement was immediate. And he pissed Aaron Donald off. He frustrated Donald.
That's what I like to see.
He
pissed Aaron Donald off. Not only that, he pissed off Michael Bennett in his rookie year. That can tell you right there.
Yeah, Joshua can, if he stays off the injury list, he is not bad. And he's better at run blocking than he is pass protection. But if he's frustrating Aaron Donald, they can stop talking about his pass protection. So, and he did a job on Ndamukong Suh when we played Miami a couple of years in his rookie year. I think Garnett needs to be given a little more time. I'd hate to see him get injured and be out for the 6 weeks, but still, God, I got some thoughts about him. He may be keeper.
Oh, no, man. Only guy that's good in run blocking is Thomason, but he cannot pass block. I'd rather have Josh Garnett in there and hope that they get him working during the all season so he'll come back strong and we don't have to worry about Thomason unless we get an injury and we need to run the football.
But remember, Thomason, the 49ers want to run. You know what? That's why Jimmy G, after he gets this offense down, he's going to be getting rid of that ball a lot faster. This is why I think with Shanahan, he wants you to be the run blocker first and be able to pass protect second because Jimmy G's not going to be holding that ball next year. This year he didn't know what he was doing. Next year he probably will. So you might want to keep Thomas.
It's going to have to be because this is going to be his third season, and I want them talking about he's going. They're talking about releasing him, but this is the time when we're going to have to start doing both. I mean, we got enough talent to beat any team, except for the defense side where we can probably stop some teams. But this year, this should be the year we're going to have to start rolling. I'm talking about going straight to people, not
that's the playoffs. The show, we're going to go. I'm gonna see you on Sunday, okay?
Okay.
All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Phil.
All right.
I can't. Offensive line, I can't wait to see what happens with that, really. Because if Joshua Garnett, Aaron Donald doesn't get pissed off people like that because he usually runs over them. If he can't run over them, apparently it pisses him off. If you can stop Aaron Donald, you can stop anything. It's like that dodgeball coach when he was like training his players. He would start throwing wrenches at him, right? He says, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Like, if you can deal with Aaron Donald, there's nobody you can't deal with. Hey, Bethel.
Hey, what's up, Rumble?
Bethel. We're sitting there wondering why Ray Wright is no longer going to be our strength and conditioning coach. And we're kind of feeling good about that, but don't know who's going to take his job. Also, George Kittle got abused. He should have been first team All-Pro. We don't know why he isn't. And then, of course, you got the AB and OBJ situation going on. Is it real or not? But anyway, what do you think, Bethel?
Well, I'm thinking because they had to do something. Because if they don't do something, people want change. People want to see that their team is actually doing something. If you're not doing anything, then, you're not going to do change. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that, everybody, that's one thing everybody wants. Give a change. So that when you go into off-season, you have something to, be, basically, have something good to, go off the, to next season. And I think I know why they want to, do, OBJ because, if you think about it, OBJ, he'll work with you. He'll, because look at all the problems they had with, with their quarterback and everything, and and he still worked with them, and he's doing plays and he's doing all this and working with his team and all that. So there's something that you could work with, and then plus if we give the number 1 draft pick, we're not that far off back. We're still in the 6th.
Huh?
So if they see that they're willing to trade the number 2 seed, maybe they could get other teams to give a little bit more, for that number 2nd draft pick. Especially
you're asking for a little extra
that need
anyway.
A quarterback.
I agree.
So, there's a lot of stuff that, they're thinking of doing. And, and plus if, if we do want that, wide receiver, he still has a 2-year contract left. So if after the 2-year contract is over, you can either let him go. But, I wouldn't give a first-round pick for Antonio Brown because, it's a lot of money that you're giving up, and you're going to go way down in the first draft pick just to get somebody is not worth it.
And Bethel, he's 31 years old. You got to be careful about giving away that young of a player that could be a star.
Yeah.
Antonio's got 3 seasons left where he's probably going to be really productive at the most, I would think. So, it's a real risky thing.
Yeah, it is. And, so, that makes you think, and because on the press conference, I seen that Kyle said that Goodwin and, Pettis are going to have to, battle out for the wide receiver. So that tells you that they're looking to get a wide receiver, somebody that, they could put that number 1. Because if Goodwin, gets hurt or something like, he didn't play at the Rams game, look what happened. Nobody could get open.
Yeah.
They couldn't. They're double teaming, our tight end. So, there's nobody that, could get, anybody open, so they need that number 1 receiver. So that's what they're probably thinking of maybe doing.
Yeah.
Get that number 1 receiver.
You still need a guy that can take the top off the defense. So I think when I read also, Marquise is going to have a special role next year. And I figure on 3rd down plays, you might see him a lot.
Yeah.
Because Kittle had his great game when Goodwin was in the game. Because did you see those routes they were running in tandem going downfield? It would be either Kittle would drop low or Kittle would go long. Marquise would stop short or he'd go long. And the defense was, the Broncos did not know what the heck to do. So Kittle went wild. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And another thing, I seen, I know that, a lot of, Niner fans, they got, kind of angry that, we lost and everything, and they probably don't want to go to the game. But, me, it's like that, one commercial that they say, you could spend a lot of money, you could, do all this, but that moment that, Kittle broke the record, that's a priceless moment. That's something that, you can't take away from anybody. Like for me, I could say I went to the game, I got Kittle's autograph, I met Kittle the day he broke the record. So that's always going to be priceless to me, and that's always going to be something I'm always going to remember. Yeah. And I was happy to be there, especially cheering for my team, even though they lost. But I took that, and I'm always going to remember that day. Not a lot of people could say that, unless you were there.
Very few, actually. So there you go.
Yeah. So,
Bethel,
even though,
No, we got to stop here. But Sunday we can continue if you got time.
I always have time for you, Ronbo, unless I want to let some of your callers get in, because I know some of the West Coast can't get in there, so I'd rather let them get in there, and I could just call another day,
Right.
So like that, they could get some time, but keep
thanks,
up the good work, Ronbo.
Thanks.
And
Thank
we
you so
always
much.
press you, so everybody that's watching, hit that like, because there's over like 200 something people in there, so it's the best show to be in.
There you go.
And everybody wants a show like this. Even I seen a Rams fan right there starting his own little show because they started barely winning, and started doing all this talking trash about us. I'm all like, they're gonna be one hit wonder, and that's it.
Hey, Bethel, they haven't hit yet. Yeah. They still haven't made it to the playoffs. They made it to the playoffs. They got an excuse in the first round. I'm looking for another first round exit this year. So they can't even claim to be a one hit wonder yet. They won the conference 2 years in a row. Okay, we'll see about that next year. All right, Bethel. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, have a good show, Ronbo.
Thanks,
and like always, you're number one.
Thanks, man. Have a good night. Happy New Year, Bethel. All right.
Happy New Year to you, Ronbo, and Happy New Year to everybody.
Oh, God.
And we like your show.
Thanks,
good
man.
Night.
And I say, hey, Big Heck, give him a night. It's amazing how that thing works if I don't work it too hard. And Pedro Flores says, what up, Nick Balls Train. Nick Mullins? Give me Mullins a new name. I like that. Angel El Goldo. Sup? And still gold. I don't want to deal with any drama-type character. I can only hope we can draft a number one wide receiver in our future. Imagine getting two more like Kittle. That's the thing. I'd rather have if we're going to have a diva, it needs to be our diva, the one we raise up. If Dante Pettis turns into a diva 3 or 4 years from now, it's okay. We had him before he got like that, and, that would be our guy. He won't do it until after his rookie contract, well after anyway. So, Satch Montgomery says, I'm here. Time well spent. Thanks, ma'am. And J.D. Watsonville High School from my hometown, Salinas, California, from the MBL, the Monterey Bay League. J.D. says, what's good? Happy New Year. I'm in Mexico right now. Hey! Have a good time. And Roger Villaneda says, hey, we got a Greg Papa to call play-by-play for the 49ers. A lot of people are not happy with that. We got rid of Tim, but I understand he's got another job within the organization, so maybe it was okay with him, I guess. Mr. Joe Pappy says, I'm out. I'll rep Nine Empire Vancouver properly. Hey, all right, Mr. Joe Pappy. And he'll have his Willis jersey on all weekend long. That's how you do. And Fernando Castro, sup? And as Coach Tim who says, let's do a podcast on the inside mechanics of correcting the team's flaws. Ooh, from a military standpoint. Mission, objective, training, execution, what, how, when. What do you say? I like that, Coach. I'll be in touch with you shortly, very shortly. I always like, Coach could break it down, boy. Daniel Placencia. He says, Defoe will break Alvin Smith's record this season because he will have help. Defoe will have 21 sacks. Aaron Donald, did he get 19? He got 19, huh? Because he didn't get to build his reputation on us. Aaron Donald, you know what? I got to tell you, though, Aaron Donald does make me laugh. After he got Nick Mullins down, did you check him out? He's like waving at the crowd. I've never seen anybody do that before. What? All right, Nighthawk.
What's up, man? My man with the 9 plane?
Hey, Nighthawk, you, bro, you.
Yeah, you. What's up?
Man, Nighthawk, we just, Nighthawk, you, if you didn't know, Ray Wright, the strength and conditioning coach, he's been excused. Some of the blame, he may not be his fault, but since he is a strength and conditioning coach, they fired him. I guess that's to make everybody else feel better. I don't feel any different until I see him get better. And also, George Kittle only got number 2 as an all-pro player. Couldn't give him number 1. They say he's on the number 2 team. But Nighthawk, boy, I'm dying to ask you this too. You got Antonio Brown versus Odell Mrs. Beckham's baby boy may be available. Would you take either one of these guys to play for the 49ers?
Yes, I would.
Either one or both?
I mean, if they had the money, but I would have both. But I like Odell Beckham because he's young, and so I'll pick Odell Beckham.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. He's only 26, so he's got 5 solid years of football left minimum. And
but if they don't get him, I like to get Brown too.
Antonio Brown's a great football player. He's already proved that. He's been the best football player.
I said that if we get OBJ, if we get him, because Kittle will have help, because he won't be by himself, so he will have defense will get confused. So if we have two guys on Kittle and Beckham,
and
be
he
open.
will too. Yeah.
So the defense will be confused. The defense will be confused because I'm sick of going to the touchdown and going for field goal.
I know, right? We have to stop that.
It's like every time we are in the goal line, we close to the goal line, and they go for the field goal. I want a touchdown.
You know what? It has a lot to do with the quarterback sometimes too. Jimmy G used to find people. Remember select time, Trent Taylor making them catches in the end zone. Also Kittle. Last year, with them rehearsed plays and everything, Jimmy G was out there playing on his own instincts half the time. I think it had more to do with Jimmy. Because the thing is, when you look at Nick Mullins, he did a good job, but he's not polished enough. He will be. I mean, Nick Mullins has got huge potential, but he's at a stage right now where the red zone could be a little bit tough for him. So, but Jimmy G, I don't think it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, but see, Jimmy can, if we get Odell Beckham, I'm telling you, Jimmy and Odell Beckham will be a killer partner.
Oh man. But I do like Dante Pettis because I really think he's going to be a really big problem next year. And if he comes in with the same attitude as George Kittle next year, put on some muscle, get tougher.
Garcia, I don't like him. Garcia need to go.
Garcon. Yeah, Garcon probably is going.
He got to go. Because
I don't see him returning next year. So, yeah. It's too bad he got hurt like he did. He could have been a lot. Remember him against the Oakland Raiders? Garcon was just crazy good. Him and Nick Mullins, and that's why Nick Mullins probably could have won a couple more games had Garcon stayed with him. And Garcon were hooked up. I don't know what it was, but they were just crazy good together.
Yeah. But in the draft, I would like to go with the number 2 defense. The guy, not what's his name? He's number 2. Alan, I forgot his name.
Well, you talking about Nick Bosa?
No, not Bosa. The other guy.
Allen.
Yeah, Allen.
Yeah. Josh Allen believes in Josh Allen too. He's telling everybody he don't know of anybody better than him.
So because I've seen his highlight,
He's
on
fast,
YouTube.
eh? He's fast. Yes.
He can get to the quarterback fast.
And create a lot of violence, and that's what I want. Because if that be the case, he's going to be effective. Now, Doc, we got to go. Let me see you Sunday, huh?
Okay. Before I go, I want to give a shout out.
All right, go right ahead.
I want to give a shout out to Razor, Sheik, and all the Nighthawk Club people in the club. Now inside, hate that like.
Yeah, let me give it a shout out, Nighthawk.
Nighthawk is out. Before I go, I'm going with the Cowboys.
There you go. A lot of people are. All right, Nighthawk. Have a good night. See, this is the thing, because originally I was hoping because the hatred for the Hawks is fresh. But then again, it's getting a little stale because the Hawks, they did what we were supposed to do this year. I can't be mad at them. They did it with a run game. Pete Carroll got that defense. You know what the Hawks do in practice I really do appreciate? Everybody's sitting in the film room watching film, and they isolate your ass on the film. Oh, look at this. If you even bobble the ball, the Hawks work hard on not having turnovers. I really wish the 49ers would take that attitude, too. We had far too many turnovers last season. Way too many turnovers. In that game against the Rams, we were the turnover kings. I'll never forget Juice. And maybe why Juice didn't get the vote. Juice trying to lunge for extra yard. Throws the ball out there, and the Rams pick it up. Oh, man. Jeff Terrence says, I want Larry Fitz. Ooh. Jeff believes that we should get Fitz because Fitz is affordable, too. You don't know. Larry looks like he's in good shape. He might be still charging premium prices. Billy Blaine says, remember when Lynch said no one in last year's draft could beat out Cassius Marsh? He was right. Only one pick from last year's draft had double-digit sacks. Next highest guy had no more than 5 sacks. Yeah, you're right, Billy Blaine. Yeah. Trey from VA, one half of the TNT Connection. Trey! I missed the call.
Finally. And I do mean finally.
Well, Trey.
Ronbo.
Yes.
How are we doing, sir?
Oh, it's a happy new year already, Trey. I'm watching the 49ers cleaning house and all the lies being told already about AB and OBJ. I just can't wait to see what's next.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to shout out to my tag team partner, one half of the tag team champions. Yeah. But let's just get straight to the business, Ronbo. Shall we? Buckle your seatbelts, folks. Pull over your ride. I think it's time now for something that we'd like to call an installment.
Uh-oh. And now, as you know, cute and cuddly time is over. It is now time for Let Me Holla at You.
You semi-buff, got our players in the gym, but they're never on the field. No strength and conditioning coach. You're out of here, Ray Wright. I'm sorry. You're gone, buddy. We've talked about this for years, Ronbo. Yeah. I told you. I said, I don't know. What are they giving these guys? Kool-Aid and water? Apple juice? Lemonade?
Yeah. Protein. Don't put no protein in. Yeah.
Let me just explain to you what happens when the 49ers are healthy for a season with a competent coach in it.
we go to the Super Bowl. Remember with Harbaugh, we had the most Pro Bowlers in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know how that happens? You know how you have 12 and 13 different Pro Bowlers?
Mm-hmm.
They're on the
field. They stay healthy.
They're on the field. They're on the field. We haven't had that type of consistency in our training program in many years, and so I hope that this offseason they get that right. But Ronbo, this is going to be a 2 for 2, so if you don't mind, can I have another installment?
Another installment? You absolutely can.
Yes.
And now, Cute and Cuddly has been put to an end, as you have now heard. We continue with part 2 of Let Me Holler at You.
And this will be an every single week installment on this guy until he proves me wrong or he does otherwise. John Lynch, we have prime time players begging to be on this team. Like, these rumors and reports just don't surface. These are players talking to their agents getting it out there in the media so it can happen. We've got players recruiting other players, Ronbo. What's John Lynch's excuse if he doesn't get it done this year? Please explain it to me, Ronbo.
I was representing, I've represented a lot of clients down through the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I just got to say my client needs a little more time. And
he needs a little more time. Yeah. Does he need a little bit more money? Because it seems like he's had well over $100 million almost every year. Does he need more money? I mean, what does he need?
But, at least he doesn't have as much money as Trent. As you know, I don't want to mention his name, but a fellow named Trent before him.
Okay, you know what? This is the thing, though. We were told that he was going to do whatever it took to get it done. I'm going to do whatever, and I'm going to spend whatever, and no cost is going to be. So we're going to see. And so we're going to, John Lynch, you're on the clock, bro.
I like to interject.
You're on the clock. Let me tell you why he's on the clock, Ronbo.
Okay.
I better not see a dime spent on offense until we address this horrendous defense.
Oh.
We can score 32 points with our backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 backups.
Mm-hmm. And half the receiving
But
core
we gave
gone,
up, Ronbo. How
and
many
one
points did
running
we
back.
give up? How many points did we give up, Ronbo? How many
On a
points did
weekly
we give up
basis,
that last game?
I think we averaged nearly 30
refresh my
points. I think.
No, I'm talking about last game. How many points did we give up?
Oh, it got into.
Was it half 100?
I think
was
we
it half
got 40
100
something.
almost?
Yeah.
It was almost half 100. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Man,
it's not the offense. So John Lynch, you're on the clock. It's not the offense. If you can't bring in 3 premium defensive players, 2 through free agency, 1 through the draft, 3 through the draft, couple in free, we need help, man. Kyle out here scoring 30-plus points with his third-string quarterback. Who was our starting receivers last year, Ronbo, at the end of the year? Was it Kendrick Bourne and Richie James?
And Richie James.
Yeah.
They recently got drafted.
Okay, so when people are telling me they don't want AB or they don't want Odell, are we watching the same team?
But Trey, you just said the offense is not broken. Yeah. You need to spend that money on the defense. Which one
this is the thing, though. This is the thing. It's not every day that top flight receivers beg to come to Santa Clara. It's been a long time.
That's true.
Just we were a destination. What other 4-win team is a destination? We seem like a destination place. So if you don't get it done, I want you fired immediately. I don't even want you running my draft if free agency doesn't go a certain way.
Okay, but
I'm
Trey,
being serious.
I just want to ask you this question. Who are you going to replace him with?
Adam. Oh, I'm glad you asked me that. Adam Peters.
I knew you were ready. Who?
Huh? Oh, you know I was ready.
Yeah. Who? Trey?
I'm gonna, sir. I'm gonna replace him with our assistant. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking. I'm gonna replace him with our assistant GM, with our very own guy that knows what he's doing.
Oh, Peters.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin Mayhew's also there. I don't know how you feel about him, but we know Peters is.
Martin is there, and I like Martin, but I'm trying to think. Adam Peters knows what he's doing, Ronbo. He's the one. You think John Lynch is scouting Iowa film to find George Kittle? No. No.
But see,
John
that's the thing.
just came from the broadcast booth.
But that's the
he
thing.
Came from the broadcast booth.
Got him right there in the office with him, though. So everything is done.
No. We're going to fire you for a guy with more experience that knows what he's doing. Adam Peters could be getting stifled. Who knows?
Ooh.
John Lynch isn't finding these gems. I promise you that. He's not looking at Matt Breida.
But Trey, do you think that Peters had anything to do with Solomon Thomas?
I know exactly who. It was the same guy that sat in the room with him, trumpeting
his classmate,
Solomon Thomas.
Yeah.
Sat in his class. Ronbo, all I'm saying is, so everybody be clear. John Lynch is on the clock, and it ends at the draft. It ends at the draft because if we get to, I don't want to hear about post-draft free agency, June 1. If you don't spend all that money that we have, and I mean all of it, what do we say? Who we say? Ronbo, we're gonna get out of here. I am furious with the way the lackadaisicalness. Even though we do need to upgrade the defense tremendously, we're a 4-win team, and all pro players want to play here, Ronbo.
Yeah, I know it's pissing MC Niner off too. So anyway, we're gonna see in a few weeks, Trey.
Yes, sir. We will see you in a few weeks. This is the thing. One last thing. You kept saying get Salah some weapons, right? You said he can't go hunting without the proper. Okay, right. Well, whose job is it?
Give him bows and arrows and trying to hunt down bear.
Okay, so when I want Robert Saleh to get everything that he needs, I need John Lynch to do it for us. Shout out to all of the Niners. Hit that like, because you ain't got nothing else to do. Shouldn't be that many people.
And it's Friday.
Back out of the chat. Hit that like. Jump right back in. Ronbo, we appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Trey. And hope to see you Sunday.
Right. We will. We'll have to talk about some other people then.
It'll be funny. We'll have plenty to talk about because tomorrow the Cowboys, and there's 2 camps. Trey, real quick, which camp are you in? Dallas or Seattle?
This is a tough position.
Ain't it? Because I don't like either one of them people. So you don't like.
Well, here's the deal. Here's a perfect world for us. Okay. I want Seattle to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I want Dallas fans to get excited, and then I want them to get smashed the following week. Okay?
That is perfect, Trey.
You see what I mean? That's what I want. That's what I want to happen.
And you can go the other way with that too, because the Seahawk bandwagon had emptied out at 12th and Lexington Avenue, and then all of a sudden the bus started rolling toward Times Square, and the Hawks fans got back on. So if they have to get back off again, I'm gonna lose my mind laughing.
It's amazing, Ronbo. They was 0-2, and everybody was trashing the Seahawks, even their own fans. Now it is what it is. That's what happens.
Unbelievable.
Win once in a decade. All right, Ronbo.
All right.
Hey,
Jay,
appreciate it.
I'll see you the weekend, man. All right. Happy New Year, by the way, too.
Happy New Year to you and everybody. Stay safe this weekend. Have a good time.
Hey, thanks, Trey. Yeah, that's and that's why I keep looking, at the Seahawks and the Cowboys. But Trey put it perfect. You let the Cowboys beat the Seahawks this week. Watch that bus empty out again. And then the Cowboys waltz right into the next team, which hopefully is Philadelphia, and they get ran off the field. So, this is what I'm delighted with. Let me, hey, it's the ultimate warrior. The Rams play Philadelphia this week? No, the Rams. Philly's in the wild card. I haven't sorted out who's going to be playing who. Got to wait till tomorrow anyway. Hey, warrior!
Feel good to be a Niner, don't it? Huh?
Yeah.
Feel good to be a Niner, don't it? What? It feel good to be a Niner, don't it? Oh, wait a minute. Ronbo.
Well, I thought you was getting ready to get into it, boy.
I don't want to waste the time. I only got a little bit.
Warrior, what's up, man?
What is up, Ronbo?
I tell you, man, I'm looking at the potential playoffs. As we were just talking, because we were talking about everything 49ers and potential, but I'm trying to figure out how can we most enjoy the Cowboys and the Hawks suffering. Because
I'm going to
tomorrow,
put it this way.
Yeah, go ahead.
To me, all right, because I want to talk about the Niners, but
yeah,
this playoff game, only guy I can go for is Nick Foles.
Right?
That's U of A. I'm in Tucson, baby.
I'm telling you. And I like Nick Foles.
You know what I mean? That's my team. And like I told my boy Sean is a diehard Eagles fan. I'm like, hey, Carson Wentz is like, I hope Nick Foles don't win another one. You know what I mean? Because
Nick Foles, hey, here's the thing. Wait, if who wins tomorrow plays who Okay, with the Rams got the bye week. Who else in the NFC's got a bye week? Oh, the Saints.
Oh, Saints, yeah.
Who? The winner plays. The winner of the Hawks. Yeah, okay. These things can't be determined until after Sunday.
Of the Rams. The winner of the Eagles
AFC.
and it's the Eagles and God damn it, I can't remember the goddamn record now.
Okay. So it's the Eagles, Rams, Seahawks, Cowboys, and am I missing a team here? What's 1, 2, 3, 4?
No,
Yeah, we're missing a team.
I don't think
There's
it's the
two.
Rams.
Who got a bye week? The Rams got a bye week, and
it's the Eagles and somebody else.
Yeah.
It's the Saints.
Rams and Saints have a bye week.
Yeah.
So everybody's playing.
The winner between the Cowboys and the Seahawks play the Rams.
No, but who's the team though?
No, whoever wins between the Seahawks and the Cowboys play the Rams, and whoever wins from the Philadelphia-Chicago game plays
Chicago.
plays the Saints.
That's who we left out. We left out Chicago. Yeah. See?
Damn.
This is going to be funny.
Exactly. It's going to be a good game because Philadelphia with Nick Foles in December don't lose.
Nick is Nick is a money player, boy. Nick says don't call me for the regular season.
Every record at U of A, he broke every record. Every quarterback record there was. He played with Gronkowski. Gronkowski was also on that team.
Gronk, yeah. So but anyway, where you got like. Ray Wright will not be the cause of the 49ers being weak next year. And as you know, George Kittle, for some reason, did not make the first team All-Pro. And then you got those two divas that a lot of people want and probably the same amount of people don't want. Where you stand on these issues?
A man's record. How do you break a man's record and still play number 2?
I know it.
I don't get
I
have no idea.
Oh, good. I can hear you better now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I know, right? That's what I said.
A man's record and not get I don't get that. I don't get that at all. He broke
and should have broke 2 records. 2 records could have been broken by Kittle this year, and he's number 2.
Oh yeah, and Shanahan knew that. That's why they threw the ball to him in the last game because that last game he fucked. George Kittle caught that ball. You know that. You fucking know it. I know it. All you do is throw the ball up to George Kittle. It doesn't matter if he's double teamed. They're already double teaming him.
Yeah.
They're already double teamed.
And holding and everything else. Absolutely right. Refs don't call it.
Let's get on like what I've been listening to. I've been listening to the whole OBJ, Antonio Brown, and look, man, this is where it's gonna go. What we do is we trade with the Giants. Giants need a quarterback. They need Haskins. Haskins, he's going to be a really good. He broke all Drew Brees records.
Okay. That should be exciting for him. All right. He's got huge potential.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
Because the Cardinals could be in position too.
We move back to 5, right? We trade our first. We take Cleveland and Farrell from Clemson. That guy next to DeForest is come on, dude. Did you guys see DeForest? That guy is shit, dude. 2 people on him. He's still breaking through.
I know. He's stronger this year than he was last year. Yeah.
Dude, you can't one-on-one with Cleveland. He's Alden all day.
I gotta look at his.
He's the same exact arm length, and that's the only thing I looked at. Like the only thing I thought Cleveland was better at, because I was preaching Josh Allen. I'm like, oh, dude, the 3 sacks, man, that's dope. But
he went buck wild, didn't he?
2.5.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
In his bowl game, he got 2.5.
Yeah.
Against fucking Trubisky.
Yeah.
Exactly. It should have been labeled 3 because it was him. but they took half a sack from him.
Yep.
But he did it in the bowl game, so that threw his stock up really high.
Yep.
I don't think. Like, I'm watching. Like, okay, when I watch Bosa, I watch how he dominates a guy way bigger than him. I've seen it, dude. I'm watching it.
Yeah.
That technique, dude. That little hand swipe that he does. It's
quick.
unbeatable.
Yes.
It's unbeatable. Run stop or pass rush. You know what I mean? He always ends up getting a sack, and that's the fight that I want. I want that fight. Josh Allen, when he gets somebody that's a good blocker, he doesn't get a sack.
One of those guys. Because he depends on his speed a lot. That does worry me, too. He's an OLB, by the way, too.
It's off the snap speed. It's off the snap speed.
Yeah.
And that's what worries me.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody's out dude, in the NFL, that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, you exploding off the line and like a
Off the snap
nanosecond.
It does not exist. That speed does not translate. It does not translate. So I'm a little bit worried about Josh Allen. If we do move down to 5, we take Cleveland. But since we didn't score any goddamn touchdown, what if we took N'Keal Harry? And we end up with the next Julio Jones.
We got a lot of draft picks to go through here pretty soon. Boy, we got to stop now, though. But, man, it's going to be fun going through the draft picks and who the 49ers. And all that speculation we did last year, every one of us just knew who they was going to take in the first round. They picked up Mike McGlinchey. How many of us said Mike McGlinchey? This is going to be funny this year. I can't wait to see what happens.
I was upset. I'm not going to lie. I was upset. But now I saw this guy block a guy into the afterlife. So,
boy, I see you Sunday, okay?
All right, bro. I'll see you Sunday, bro.
All right, fam. Yeah.
All right,
All right. Yeah, I got to tell you, the 49ers pulling surprise picks, man. So, you know what? Now that I think about it, both seasons, Solomon Thomas freaked me out last year. Michael McGlinchey didn't freak me out this year, but I just like, oh, okay. Give me my guitar, please. Doom, 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 boom. Joey, doom, doom, doom. Joey, doom, 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 doom. Joey Mahoney, yeah, dum-de-doo-ah. Ooh, yeah. Joey Mahoney. Joey! Wednesdays, they're going to fool me here, and they're going to put down Joey's name. It's going to be another Joey. Joey, where you at?
Ronbo! My man! With the kind of plan. Talk to me.
Joey, man, it's like you can't kick Ray Wright around anymore for our guys getting injured. And somebody lost their mind in the voting and put George Kittle on team 2, all-pro. And probably some people say, well, it's still an all-pro. Stop whining, Niner fans. What? That is worth whining about. And then, of course, you got the OBJ and George Kittle talking to Antonio Brown and letting everybody see it. It's hilarious. It's fun being a 49er, ain't it? I mean, these things are just, they never stop coming.
Imagine if we had Antonio Brown or OBJ on our team.
Oh, man. Hey, you know what? The idea, if they get hot going on OBJ, I gotta believe I'd like that. Antonio Brown, I'm not sure about him. He could be a product, but he could be the product of Roethlisberger's pinpoint, like heat-seeking smart missiles. You know what I mean? And somebody else said that about him last year. He said, all right, trade me, see what happens. Remember that? Do you remember that part? Antonio Brown says, yeah, trade me, see what happens. Because somebody else said that Antonio Brown is the result of having a quarterback like Nick Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. As far as that goes, you know, I mean, personally, I would rather have Brown over OBJ, just my personal opinion. The only reason why I say that is because we don't have draft capital at this point.
Yeah.
So that means what are we going to give up? What are we going to give up for OBJ? They're going to ask for a lot. Yeah, but because Brown's older, they know
they can't ask for too much. Yeah.
They can't ask for too much, right? And so I think if like short term, you know, you want to make your offense a little bit better, you know, you might want to go with Brown because he might not cost as much. I mean, OBJ is probably better long term, but what's it going to cost you? Is it going to cost you the farm, or is it going to cost you, you know, I mean, I don't know, but I don't have the answer. But just me personally, I'd go after Brown.
But are we in a position right now? You know how teams do. Antonio Brown is the kind of guy that ends up with, of course, the Patriots, because the Patriots team, their core is established. They're all veterans. They know what they're doing. And then you sort of just, you know, you plug pieces in each year to keep yourself in the hunt. And if we were already there, so let's say last year, or this past season, we went 11 and whatever. We get to the playoffs. Maybe we don't make it. Now Antonio Brown is really attractive because now you bring him in and add to a team that's already up and running. Jimmy G knows the offense. He's quick. He's moving fast with it. You know, you got everybody knows their role and are doing a good job. If we had this one more guy, the defense is looking good and everything else. We had this one more guy to put on offense. Antonio Brown's available. Listen, Pittsburgh, you guys are through with him. You know Juju's your guy in the future. We'll give you a third-round draft pick 2 years in a row. What do you say? That deal I make.
But I don't think the Steelers make that deal. I
know, right?
You're not offering. I mean, of course, we'll take it. 2 third rounds, no problem.
Get us a couple more Juju Smith-Schusters.
2 third rounds, we'll take that. No
problem. But, you know, that's what it's going to be. You know, somebody's going to make a deal. But he unfollowed the 49ers today. Or within the last 24 hours. So maybe Pittsburgh called him and says, man, would you stop clowning? What do you want, Antonio? I'm tired of babysitting you children, man. You and LeVeon, man, y'all getting on my last. Tell you won't. And, of course, Antonio, that's all he wanted anyway, was some attention. All right, let's have dinner tomorrow. I'll run it all down to you. I don't know what goes on in Pittsburgh, but I got to tell you, Joey, them dudes, man, I don't know. Get that in San Francisco. Can we deal with that?
That's the thing. I mean, you got Antonio Brown. I mean, he's being a diva right now. And OBJ, I mean, what was it last year? He was caught with that woman on the phone or whatever, and he was doing that illegal. I don't know what it was. I forget. He was like doing like cocaine or something. I don't even remember. It was something stupid. And the lady was just and the lady was just filming him. And it was OBJ, and it was like on like some table, and it was like cocaine or something. I don't even remember what it was.
It probably was. You know, he's always fired up. And you know what? I never would have. I didn't think about it, but you should have guessed. OBJ's he's a little pumped up, kind of unusually sometimes. Yeah. Eyes wide open. Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, and then he's proposing to the kickers, the goal net and stuff, and it's just like, damn, you know. The thing I don't like about OBJ is that he took 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, he took the whole Giants receiving corps just before the playoff game on that little boat trip, and then they ended up not producing. You know, they lost the game. OBJ dropped 2 touchdowns in that playoff game when he never dropped anything, and then when push comes to shove, when he had to have a good game, he didn't show up. And so that's his one playoff appearance. So that would worry me.
Chokes under pressure.
I don't know,
man. Yeah.
Chokes under pressure. Yeah. But as far as draft goes, let me just run by 3 quick scenarios. Scenario number 1: Cardinals take Bosa, Niners get Allen. Scenario number 2: Cardinals get Allen, Niners get Bosa. Flip flop. Scenario number 3 is a trade down. And I actually love this trade down scenario. Okay. The 49ers trade with the Jags. Okay, they trade their 2nd overall pick and Nick Mullins to Jacksonville. And in return, they get Jalen Ramsey and Cleveland Farrell with the 7th overall pick. You get pass rush, and you get an elite corner.
Okay. That's not bad. I don't like the idea of getting rid of Nick, but yeah, okay. All right, Joey. We're out of time now, but, you know, we're going to be talking about these scenarios a lot in the days ahead. And so get your draft ready as you did last year, because we'll be doing that soon anyway. Or should I say free agency period. Oh God, it's gonna get
All
fun
right.
this year. All right, Joey. We'll see you
All right,
Sunday
I'm
then,
okay.
okay?
You got it, buddy. Hey, you gonna do a show on Sunday?
Yeah.
Live?
I'm gonna watch. We're gonna do a game, and then right after we'll get together because we got to laugh. And
Okay.
I wish the Rams would
What
play
game
this
you gonna
weekend
do?
because I know the Rams would be out as early as this weekend. Damn it! If we just could have beat them.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You go live next week for the Rams?
Oh, absolutely. If the Rams survive next week. Oh, yeah. They do get 1 week. Yeah, we're definitely going to do the Rams game. and be calling. Hey, Rudy. Rudy, where you at, man?
Fruity, Tutti Booty. Your Rams are gone.
It doesn't matter who they play. Whether it's the Hawks or the Cowboys, watch the Rams get their butt kicked. I can't wait. All right. All right, Joey. I'll talk to you Sunday.
You have a good night, brother.
You too. Happy New Year.
All right, buddy. You too. Happy New Year.
Oh, man.
Mum's downstairs with Mum. There she is. Can't actually hear anything.
Who is this? Oh, it's Michael. Hey, Michael.
Oh, hi, mate. How you doing?
Oh, doing all right, Michael. You working with the kids there? Are they giving you a hard time?
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what, this is holidays, mate, and they're just killing me.
That's holidays are for the kids, not for you.
No.
He's a 49er fan, I can tell.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Screaming from the distance with his big lungs. But yeah, look, I've been having a good. I'll keep it pretty short. I actually this season 16 games. I enjoyed it. I don't know. It's funny. It's probably one of the few teams that you that gets 4 wins or less, but the fans still love the coaching and the GM. So it
not everybody though. Somebody did say something about that earlier.
Or the general, sort of 49er basis, because I mean they sort of see there's a lot of quality there, but I think we're number 1 in terms of what is it? People that have been on IR or I think $70 million. I think number 1, over $7 million of people wasted capital.
Wasted money on guys and got no return because they were on the IR. You know what? We're not as bad as the Redskins, from what I heard. And I didn't know that until tonight. But the Redskins were worse. Yeah. And we're second or third.
But I mean, the funny thing is, the first thing they did when Coach the new sort of regime came in, they got rid of their the fitness or the sort of
strength and conditioning
guy, and 2 years later they get rid of the next guy.
Yeah.
And I actually don't think this is just a bit of a theory. I reckon it's less about the actual what they actually do, and I reckon it's more about the turf, because a lot of the injuries have been done either in practice or on our deck, and there's been I don't know if you see it, like even the ground, the sideward movement up and down, it's not so bad, but I don't know whether they put too much sand on the deck or whatever it is, but it seems to be, ever since we've obviously gone to the new stadium, there's been a lot of, I guess, a higher degree of injuries. I don't know if you've got a stat on that one, but
no, for sure. You know what? That's absolutely true. And the thing is, Mike, they use that venue for more. I mean, they change that sod, and they're bringing it in and out. Teams are coming in, they're having to change their shoes. You know what? You're probably onto something. And that's why a lot of us didn't want us to move to Santa Clara and be in a multi-use facility like that. They do road racing and everything in that place.
Yeah, but I guess I reckon, maybe it's a lost cause. I think they have to fix up sort of the. Maybe have a look at the grass. See what's happening there. Not just the personnel to do the strength and conditioning sort of thing. So I think it's a little bit bigger than just one person. But having said that, key highlights for me for this season, George Kittle, to get his the record, that was amazing, just to beat that guy. The Mullins, when he came in and he showed Auckland, or it's not Oakland, or whatever, Raiders, or whatever. I don't know. They're called Oakland now?
Yeah, whatever you want to call them is fine with all of us.
Anyway, but yeah, mate, and he just killed that 30-odd nil or whatever it is. And then the rocket pass from Mullins to Kittle with a one-hander, just, went from nowhere, almost, scratched the line. So, so they're the highs, I guess, for this season. In terms of the draft, and I think there's 2 things we sort of need. Obviously, edge rusher is is a key. But I think if you have someone of similar stature to George Kittle, it makes that offense so much more, I guess, very challenging actually to take on. So, the names that you hear, I think Jerry Rice says, would love, Antonio Brown or Beckham, whatever. It's because they're big stars themselves. They're another George Kittle type finesse, and they will provide a lot of options. Imagine having a Antonio Brown, George Kittle. You've got the running backs coming on board. You've got McKinnon, Breida, who's he'll be good from his ankle. The speed machines, and then you got Garoppolo and also the new talent coming through the draft. I mean, it would just be, and obviously Dante Pettis. I think he's going to be someone to watch for next season as well.
Yeah. I look for him to be. I look for him to get. He should be well at home now in the pros. I look for him to really do some special things. He's got to get bigger and stronger, though, Mike. He's a little. I think he might be a little too lean. He needs to add about at least 5, 6 more pounds minimum of solid muscle because he can't take impact. As soon as he goes to the ground, it seems like he's as bad as Ruben was last year. So
yeah, that's fair enough. And with the draft, I guess love an edge. I don't know if Josh Allen. See, I've got a bit of a theory about this. With Josh Allen, I've seen some of his tape. He's not a true edge. I think he's been last season. He was on the edge, and I think what is it, linebacker or something
he might
like
be,
that.
Yeah, he's an OLB. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know any player. Oh, maybe you can give me a bit of a stat on this. I mean, Josh Allen. That's already a common name already within the NFL circles with the quarterback from Buffalo, right? If you have two Josh Allens running around, it's not like if you have two Michael Jordans or whatever. There's only one, person. So maybe it's an omen or something, but maybe it's telling us something that we shouldn't pick him because, it's not a unique name enough. We have to.
And we should consider that too.
I'm serious.
I mean, which one of the Josh Allens is real?
Tell me a player. Tell me a player that's of a high stature that has a similar name as another player.
Yeah. I need to think about that for a minute. I like that. It should be a great trivia question. Who in the NFL, NBA, or any place else comes in? Oh, I know. Mike Davis. Wait.
Okay.
No. Who would we have? Our offensive lineman. The one in the NBA is younger than Mike Davis that we had. Not Mike Davis. Wait. Who was our offensive lineman? What was Davis's first name?
Not sure.
Anyway.
I gotta go. Yeah. All right, I gotta go. I've been called.
Got you, right? I'll be working on that. We'll get next time you call. We'll have an answer for you.
Thanks. Yeah, no worries. All right. Peace. I'll take care.
All right, bro. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye. See you,
There
mate.
goes
Bye.
Mike. All right. They're having a holiday down in Australia. Yeah. Anthony. There's another Anthony Davis in the NBA. If you Google Anthony Davis, they won't take you to our Anthony Davis. They'll take you to the Anthony Davis in the NBA. If I'm Anthony Davis, I'd be offended. Because if you don't type in Anthony Davis 49ers, you just type in Anthony Davis, they'll give you an Anthony Davis that is starring. Hey, is it Sensei Million?
Ronbo, how are you doing?
Well,
how are you doing, my friend?
It's been a happy New Year so far. I've been having fun, doing a lot of food like everybody does this time of year. Yeah.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Hey, Happy New Year to you. And you've been watching what's going on in Santa Clara here of late. It's hilarious. All of a sudden, we're sitting there crying about what happened. Anthony Davis has been tweeted by George Kittle. What?
Yep.
Anthony Davis. I
But you know what?
Antonio Brown.
Piss off a lot of people. I'm going to piss off a lot of people, unfortunately. First off, we're not going to get Antonio Brown. We're not going to get
agree.
OBJ.
Yeah.
And I hope we don't because it's just going to cost a lot of capital in the long run. But Ray Wright getting fired, I'm kind of iffy on, but we basically have had the past 2 years an entire team injured. 41 people have gone down, including this year 8 different safeties. People have to look at that. that's not productive in any certain
I
way.
agree with that. Not even.
And you know, I was on the fire solid bandwagon for a long time until I saw that Seattle game that we beat, and like I said, I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. I hope the Seahawks beat the Cowboys this weekend. I really do hope so.
Yeah.
Because whoever wins that game, they get to play the Rams or the Saints, and they're gonna lose that game. So it doesn't matter. But if they beat the shit out of one another, I'm fine with that. So,
You know,
but
here's the thing though: the Cowboys. Oh, what am I saying? Both teams, Cowboys and the Rams or Seahawks, have a running game.
Yeah.
That seems to bother the Rams a lot lately. So we'll see.
Yep. But the Saints are going to win their game, and if the Cowboys or the Seahawks advance, they're going to get steamrolled in New Orleans. So,
All right.
in a way, I'm
the winner
happy,
of that game,
but
the winner of that game plays the Rams. The Rams, Chicago. Who are the Rams playing?
Chicago plays Philadelphia, and then Dallas and Seattle plays against each other. So
who plays?
So I think it's
who are the
the
Rams
lowest-
playing next? The Rams will play. Well, the Rams play whoever wins between these two. That's right. I'm getting confused again. So Los Angeles is waiting for the winner of this game, and whoever wins between the Cowboys and, of course, the Hawks, they get the Rams.
Yeah. The lowest seed will play the Saints in the divisional round, which, if it worked out, if the Eagles beat the Bears, which I don't see happening, then the Eagles
Be
will play
careful.
the Saints.
Be careful. Nick Foles is scary.
Hey, he is. When it matters most, he is dangerous. So I'm not counting him out.
I don't believe
you know
it,
what?
but yeah.
But talk about the Niners. You know, they are a few pieces away from actually competing, especially mainly on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, offense. You know, McKinney was hurt. Jimmy G blew out his knee week 3. They need that number one wide receiver, but I think they will go on the bargain and look for somebody on the market that is tall, lanky, and can stretch the field. That's what they really need. I mean, Kittle is just gonna be a nightmare, regardless, for any offensive position matchup. But defense, they need playmakers, regardless of what position it is. Linebacker, DB. Earl Thomas's name I'm hearing. I would love to see that, but I don't think he would sign with the Niners. But they definitely need somebody like a Ha Clint Dix, C.J. Mosley. I think C.J. Mosley would be a perfect fit for this team. But they just need people. They need playmakers, people that could create turnovers, and they need that pass rusher. And honestly, Josh Allen is going to be the best bet.
You think
in my
so?
opinion.
Everybody's, it's about his quickness. Can he use a little technique, though? I just want to see, because when he gets to the NFL, there's going to be guys that are as fast as he is that can block him. He's going to have to work on some technique, but that might be, he's got one thing down, he's got speed, and that might be all that's necessary for the coaches to work with him. So we'll have to see.
Well, he plays that outside linebackers position, the Sam linebacker position that Saleh likes to run, and then you get somebody on the cheap. Obviously, he's not going to be there, but like DeMarcus Lawrence, he might be a good fit. Like, honestly, because next year is Shannon Lynch's fucking future for this team. So we'll see how it runs.
So we're gonna have to stop though. And Sunday, let's see what you're thinking. Okay.
I'll be there Sunday. Yeah,
All
you
right.
know what? it's been a while. After I saw Jimmy G blow out his ACL in week 3, I kind of just I kind of turned off. To be honest,
it was a bad time. We don't need to go through that again, though. Jimmy he was made to sign papers. Next time you can go out of bounds, you go out of bounds. And sign right here, Jimmy.
And also, don't go to Los Angeles so you'll hang out with porn stars.
I know,
either.
Especially with people with cameras everywhere. TMZ just loved it. Dang it. Anyway.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, Ronbo, Ronbo, thank you for having me on. And
always a
Niner
pleasure.
Empire, don't fret. We got this in the bag. We just have to be patient.
There you go.
Patience is key.
There it is. You can wait it out. We waited this long. You've already committed this much time. You got to wait it out now. All right, fam.
Yep, no doubt.
Hey, see you Sunday.
Take it easy, Ronbo.
You too. Bye-bye.
Right, see you Sunday.
All right.
Bye-bye.
And looks like Elias Lopez says, what about Golden Tate? His name's come up a few times, too. I wonder about Golden Tate. And can the 49ers get him for a reasonable price? Most likely, actually. 69ers. Now, I saw this earlier, and I says, I'm feeling this. And the radio station here in Phoenix had a vote, and Cardinal fans voted to trade the pick. They don't need Nick Bosa. The Cardinals' defense is not an issue. It really isn't. It's their offense that for some reason is lacking. So if Bosa is somebody that everybody really wants and the 49ers want him, he could still be right there. Oops. It was, you know what? Instead of drinking the right beer, I had a mead. I love those commercials. Hey, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. A show.
Ronbo, can you actually come back to me real quick?
Yeah, you're not in the shower, are you? Because I hear water dripping.
No.
Washing dishes?
No.
Cooking dinner?
No.
We'll come
I'm
back.
actually getting ready for me right now. So yeah, all right.
Okay. All right.
So come back to me after the next caller.
All right. And hey, let's go check out Tony.
What's up, Ronbo?
Tony, man, I tell you, it's here we are again in the same position. Tony, when Tony and I and everybody else started talking, Tony was just, what were you, in junior high? When we first started talking. Here he is about to graduate. Yeah. Tony, are you a senior now?
Junior.
Here he is, a junior, and we're still trying to figure out what it's going to take for the 49ers to stop embarrassing every one of us. But Tony, what are you thinking?
Well, I've heard this OBJ-AB debate for a while, and part of me wants Odell more because he is a better teammate. He never gives up on his team. He's a very hard fighter. He's 4 years younger, right? He's been playing with Eli Manning and still having a lot of success. But I look at AB, right? He has 3 games missed in the last 5 years, while Odell has been injured a hell of a lot more than him.
Well, I mean, a lot.
AB is clutch time and time again. When you need that big catch from him, he'll do it. A good example is last year when the Steelers played Green Bay. He had that amazing sideline catch that put them in position to kick the game-winning field goal. And honestly, I'll take either one right now. I think AB would be easier to trade for all the reasons I listed. And the thing with him, I don't think that we should kind of back off because we're in a win-now mode. I think these are seasons where Shanahan and Lynch have to show up. And if they don't, Jed might fire them.
Well, he may be forced
I
to.
think Yeah, because if you have a healthy team, let's just say Jimmy doesn't get hurt. I doubt he will because that was kind of a freak injury, right? Let's say you win 5 games. 5 games or 6 games. I want to fire John Lynch because I think Shanahan is good enough. I think what he brings to the table is great, but we need guys out there. If he can't find a way to get AB or at least another really good receiver, I don't know what we're doing here. He's trying to act like Bill Belichick, but he doesn't have all the groundwork set in place to be able to do that type of thing.
Good point.
Right?
Good
We
point.
need big-time players, and we're not drafting as well as the Patriots have. I mean, just a couple years ago on their Super Bowl team, like 4 or 5 of those defenders were Pro Bowlers. So
they were not drafted high in order. I agree.
exactly. Quite frankly, we've had 3 good picks, in my opinion, the last 2 years. I think great picks, right? McGlinchey's one of them.
Yep.
George Kittle obviously has to be up there.
Mm.
And then I'd say Dante Pettis. I don't think we're using him enough. That's our issue.
Well, he gets
Because
hurt,
he's
Tony.
such a good route
If he
runner.
could just stay on the field, and he'll get all the time he wants next year, but he's got to stay upright. He's got to get
It's
bigger,
not even
stronger,
that.
something.
I agree with that. He's way too skinny right now. He's looking like 3 inch shorter Lamar Jackson. That's how bad he looks.
You
But
know, I hope he addresses this because he seems like the kind of guy is. No, I don't need to get bigger. I'll be fine. He's one of those guys. I can feel it. He's gonna come in the same size. God, dang. So we'll see.
the thing is, his route running is so spectacular.
Flawless.
You know, the way he gets out of routes, out of his breaks, it's amazing. His only issue is he doesn't have speed as much as you'd want to. He's a fast guy, but he's not like a Tyreek Hill, Marquise Goodwin type of guy.
Yeah, no, but his routes are just wow, and it's hard to stay with him, Tony. I mean, he'll throw any defender.
Exactly. You know, if we brought in AB, I think he could improve his route running even further because I put AB in the top 10 route runners, and that's why I don't think he'll drop off that much if he leaves the Steelers. His route running is incredible. Just look at his routes. Look at some mic'd up footage. You'll see him run some routes. It's crazy. I'm like, it's top 10 worthy.
Yeah, I've seen it. His work is impeccable. And when you see the defenders, and Dante has the same mark. When you're on AB, the defender usually flies out of the camera shot, and the ball hits AB. You know, AB. And same with Dante. The only thing is he hasn't gotten on the same page yet with the right quarterback. With Nick Mullins, he was okay, but with Jimmy, that's going to be a different story, and it's going to be the same story. Defender flies out of the camera shot, boom, the ball's right there, and he's out of here. I can't wait.
We better have it that way.
Yeah.
Then one more thing. I don't think the Cardinals are going to pick Nick Bosa only because their offense is so terrible. Their offensive line is the bottom 5 in the league, in my opinion, right? They have a 38-year-old Larry Fitzgerald. They have a Christian Kirk who's kind of like Pettis. They're both talented, but they're all potential right now. And David Johnson isn't that great anymore.
I don't.
So you tell me, are they going to? Do you really think they're going to take Nick Bosa?
I don't.
Or trade down and pick an offensive tackle? I think
really
they need to trade down.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something: the Raiders are going to be the ones going up for that pick, and they're going to give away one of their first-round picks. It's going to be their 4th overall, and whatever.
Tony, you're right. That's who's going to make the deal. The dang Raiders.
That's what.
And that means they get the number 1. They got how many? They got 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, they have the Cowboys and the Bears first-round picks too.
It's the Raiders.
I'm not saying trading away Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack was a good decision, but it put them in an amazing position to get Nick Bosa right now.
That's who it's going to be.
I don't think any of the quarterback needy teams are going to trade up to number 1 though, because after the Raiders, that's when everything starts to go. But the first 4 picks, they all have franchise quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
The Cardinals drafted Rosen last year. We have Jimmy, Raiders have Carr, and the Jets have Darnold. So I don't see anyone trading up for a quarterback. So the Raiders are going to make the move.
Well,
mark my word.
It could be the Jaguars because they've had enough of Bortles in Jacksonville. So,
but do they really need to trade up? They can just trade up to 3 or 5.
What position are they in now?
Right?
They're
at 7.
7, yeah.
Yeah, the Giants are 6. That's the only team they need to be worried about because I don't think the Buccaneers are going to part ways with Winston.
No, well, I hadn't thought about that. You might be right on that too. But Tony, here's the thing: if you're Jacksonville, you go ahead and you offer. Now I can use Jalen Ramsey because I really think, I don't know what he's done. I really think they're seriously thinking about getting rid of Jalen Ramsey. If the 49ers
I
can
don't
get
know.
Jalen Ramsey, I think I might think about that move.
If we have to, honestly, I'd do it because you have 2 lockdown corners.
Yes.
AJ Boye, he's a good corner, but he's nowhere near Richard Sherman. I think Sherman was a top 5 cornerback this year, and no one saw it because he didn't have an interception. But when
And-
guys aren't throwing your way for 95% of the game, what does that tell you?
That
That's
tells
a
you-
real lockdown corner.
I'll tell you.
Not the guys getting 5 and 6 picks.
That's right. But here's the thing, Tony. Richard Sherman was like, they could have actually attacked Sherman this year. That injury was still bothering. It's still, but next year, like all Achilles people, all injuries, he will not be just a fake next year or living off a reputation. You throw on Sherman next year, you will pay. If I got Jalen Ramsey on the other side, oh, there you go. Now you're going to freeze that quarterback. Front line gets better just for that reason.
Think about this. We trade down to the Jaguars. We get Ramsey. Maybe we have to give up another second or third in the future. But then we draft an edge rusher. So now we have pressure, and we have lockdown corners just like the old Seattle defense. That's what I want to see. Saleh has that type of pressure. I think he has the potential to be a very good defensive coordinator. We're not seeing it now because we don't have the bodies. Lynch is just too long over on getting Solomon Thomas to work.
And right, because you're right, because this draft is filled with, quarterback attackers. They got plenty of them. Even if we don't get Bosa, even if we don't get Allen, there's others I understand that are just really knock dead good. So you know what? They make that trade with the Jaguars. Tony, we are home free. I'm telling you right now.
I know.
Sherman.
It's going to be
Ramsey.
over. AB, right? If we can get AB too.
Yeah, well,
I think
you know what?
we can get AB for a second this year and a second next year, and maybe something else. Maybe Jimmy Ward because they're lost in cornerbacks. But I'm looking forward to it.
We got to go, Tony. Fun stuff. There'll be more of this shortly anyway, though. So I'll see you Sunday if you get some time, okay? All right, man.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. See you.
Thanks. See, that's what I'm... And he's absolutely right. It is going to be the Raiders. The Raiders are going for that number 1 spot. They want Bosa. They need Bosa. They screwed up by getting rid of Khalil Mack. They royally screwed up. And Madden, the only way he can make up for that mistake is get to Bosa. And they probably had it planned the whole time. They didn't want to deal with us. They're probably relieved that we're not getting with the number 1 pick because we owe the friggin' Raiders. You didn't want to give us Khalil Mack? You gave him to Chicago. When they come knocking on the door, ringing the phone, hey. Yeah, no, John, it's me, John. You know, I was under the instructions by I was going to give you guys Khalil Mack. No, I'm serious. See, now, and then here comes the BS. So then we go ahead and fold. Hey, it's a big show. Hey, show, come on in, man.
Yes, happy New Year, Ronbo.
Happy New Year, show. Thanks. It has been a happy New Year.
I completely agree with Tony. I think it'll either be the Raiders trading it to number 1 to get Bosa because they really need to fill that void of Khalil Mack.
Oh, they screwed up.
Or it'll be some other team that's really craving an edge rusher too, who doesn't have a lot of cap room in free agency and wants to find that franchise edge rusher that their team needs. Or the Cardinals can stay there and pick their franchise edge rusher too, because that's realistically how you build a team is the 2 main components of a quarterback, a franchise quarterback, and your franchise edge rusher, and then you fill the rest.
Yeah, but look who they have already, though, Show. I mean, you got Chandler Jones on one end. You got that clown that gets hurt all the time, but he's a monster, too. They just picked up 2 seasons ago. What is his name? Anyway, the Cardinals' defense is not their problem. Not really.
No, it's not, but
Larry Fitzgerald, like Tony pointed out, is getting older. They already lost, what's his name, John Brown. They really have to be concerned with their first pick being offense.
That's when they trade. That's the other option is they'll trade down, and if they stay at 1, there's nobody worth taking at offense.
I see what you mean now.
To be honest with you, so you know
Could
what I mean.
be.
So, and plus, we're their division rivals, and what better way to stick a fork in our eye and say "F you guys" and pick Nick Bosa? We're coming after your quarterback. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So, anyways, but as far as OBJ and Antonio Brown is concerned, I am leaning towards more OBJ because he has a higher ceiling.
Yep.
And we'll get more seasons out of him than Antonio Brown. And we wouldn't have to give up much for OBJ either because the Giants are sitting at 6, and they also need a quarterback. And we're at number 2, and all we have to do is swap first-round picks with them, and we can get an extra second and a third from them and take OBJ off of their hands. And so that's the more realistic approach, and that's why I'm leaning towards more OBJ than Antonio Brown, because if you get Antonio Brown, he only gives you 2 or 3 more seasons left, whereas OBJ can give you 2 to 5 seasons. Or, I'm sorry, 5 seasons max. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I've been kind of not taking sides, but I think OBJ would be the best value. Yeah, I agree. For all those reasons. Yeah.
And to all of the callers who are thinking about calling in, who wanted to give up the farm for Khalil Mack and doesn't want 2 all-pro receivers who are begging to come to our team, something that we haven't seen since Terrell Owens, who have left our team, don't even bother calling and saying you don't want them because they have a diva's attitude or they will kill us in cap room, which they won't. All NFL players are divas, believe it or not. Most of them are.
Especially
so
wide receivers.
You can't. Yeah, exactly. You can't avoid the diva. You can't avoid the divaness. We have our own diva in Joe Staley. You know what I mean?
What?
So, I think Joe Staley is a diva.
Wait a minute,
a good diva though.
Joe Staley is not a diva.
He's a good diva though. He's one of those.
He's a team player though. You know what
I mean?
Joe never say he has the Joe show.
Yeah.
But I mean, beyond that, he's all about the team.
Oh, of course, yeah. But he's not all about himself. But I think he's a diva. He's a rock star. He's a diva. Whatever you want to call him. You know what I mean? So. But there's no avoiding divas. I mean, come on.
I know, but Joe, the
get
thing
over
is,
that fact and get over you cannot ignore or not want to have.
But when they come
distractions,
distractions,
on your team.
every team does not have a diva though. Some players come in and they worry about the team more than they do themselves. See, this is like there may be 3 or 4 divas in the entire NFL. Michael Crabtree was brought back down to earth recently. He used to be. Antonio Brown is finding out that Juju Smith-Schuster is going to take all the dresses out of his closet because he can stop being the diva now this year too. So, and these guys, when they get a little bit older, and Antonio knows there's a problem with Juju Smith-Schuster, and OBJ knows he's about to play that act out. So they got to, you got to know when to pull back on that stuff or you're going to get traded. So.
And Kyle Shanahan's offense requires talent. You see what happened. You saw what happened this season with no talent. If you think our offense is set and okay, then expect another 4-12 season. Otherwise, get out of here with that bullshit. That you don't want.
You don't consider any of the injuries. None of the injuries make any difference.
That's the problem, Ronbo. Injuries are a problem. They kill our season every year. Injuries. You have to find durable players.
Oh, is that possible?
No, it's not. I mean, look at Mike McGlinchey. That's possible. He's durable. He lasted all 16 games this year.
Offensive linemen are a different beast, though. Those guys play under some crazy conditions.
There are wide receivers out there in this draft like N'Keal Harry, whose body frame is built like a tank. That'll help you.
OBJ misses a lot of games every year.
Well, yeah, it all depends on the climate as well too. I mean, look at New York. It's cold up there, and it's impossible, pretty much, not to avoid injuries if you're like a wide receiver or something like that. You know what I mean? The climate has a lot to do with it, believe it or not. And
Cooper Kupp's in L.A. He went down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, so it's a violent game, though. So no matter who you bring in, everybody's going to be susceptible to serious injury. So it doesn't help.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. If we get all our players back, it's luck. If they can all stay healthy, we'd have had a fine season if everybody would have stayed healthy. I'm almost positive of it. So you can bring other players, but they're probably going to have the same odds of them getting hurt as everybody else.
You know, Ronbo, I am part of that generation who is accustomed to losing. So you can understand my frustration of wanting change. You know what I mean? Like I only had one good season with Harbaugh, and the rest of you know what it's like to win with Super Bowls and be in the playoffs every year. I don't know what that's like. I only had one season.
So your patience,
you know what I mean?
Your patience is not.
You gotta understand that. You gotta understand where I am coming from. My patience is thin.
Yeah,
Ronbo.
No,
I've
seen it in action. I realize that, but I'm telling you, you can't bank on bringing a guy in thinking he's going to stay healthy. That is just. Look what we did with Jerick McKinnon. We brought him in. The guy, we saw him preseason working out. The guy's got lats that look like a bat, and he's strong as a horse. But the knee, those fragile parts of the body that can end a season, a career for that matter, they can go anytime with anybody. Jimmy G, there's another stallion. The guy's built like a rock. The knee, there's always that vulnerability. So, anyway.
I understand where you're coming from, but my patience is extremely thin, and I want to win.
Yeah, I do too.
You know what I mean? I'm sick of players going down all the time. Yeah. I want good players that
get some more in there.
Will help you win games.
If you could have two or three first strings, it'd be fun. That's just, I guess that's too expensive. So we gotta hope we can stay healthy. And something about the field, you know what? I didn't keep an eye on how many players got hurt on our field as opposed to other fields.
Well, Jimmy's was Kansas City, so
yeah. Jerick was on our facility.
Our field has issues too. Even Pete Carroll came out and bitched about it, like, what the hell is wrong with their field? You know what I mean? Like,
he's right too.
There's clearly something wrong with our stadium.
Yeah, well, it's the multi-purpose stadium.
We should have rented out. We should have rented out the Stanford Cardinal Stadium and built right on Candlestick. That's what we should have done.
I agree.
Stayed there. That was the stupidest thing we could have done was to move to Santa Clara. That takes our team's identity away, and it doesn't feel like the old San Francisco 49ers. You know what I mean? We're still the 49ers, but it's not. The nostalgia went away.
So, I tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to keep on hoping that Jed finally comes to his senses and gets another place for us. But meantime, I'll see you on Sunday, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right. Shout out to everyone. Happy New Year. All right. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks, Joe. Happy New Year to you.
Hey, Ronbo, hold on just a second. Big Show, before you get off, I was going to let you know, Kendrick Bourne was our top receiver, 487 yards.
Uh-oh. Hey, I didn't see that. I didn't look at the stats yet. Hey, Show.
Yes, Ronbo. I love Kendrick Bourne.
They don't make a Kendrick Bourne. You can get it custom made, and that would be, but there's no Bourne jersey, so he gets out of this for now. Boy. Kenny says, I'm naming Tony the most valuable caller of 2018. The kid knows his stuff, and I want everyone to know. Good job, Tony. My favorite caller. There you go. There you go, Tony. Kenny giving you props. But you see, the thing is, Razor, I'm feeling Show's pain. I'm being sympathetic because, as he says, he's not had anything, the glorious years other than Harbaugh's time. And that was short when you think about it, and we failed. So I kind of feel sorry for him. That's why he comes up with all these crazy trades and moves. He thinks you can bring Iron Men in and they're not going to get hurt. So, Hey, Tony Shatner says, Big Show, you're hilarious, by the way. And Far Side, you can't avoid freak injuries. Just need better prevention. That's why we fired the coach. Hey, what do you got on the phone right? Razor. Oganiner says, money, the Bosa dropped just out top 5 abdominal surgery due to scared and already injury prone. Here comes Razor driving in again. Razor, you already parked once. Razor.
I did double take.
I know you put it in reverse and still spit it out, huh? I'm impressed.
Yeah, I just want to give my little 2 cents about this whole rumors, even though it won't happen. I mean,
Yeah,
it's likely it won't happen with AB or OBJ.
Yeah.
So this is what I think. Tired of people saying, "Oh, I don't want these me guys, whatever the distractions." Well, guess what? They help people win. They help teams win. These guys aren't getting in legal trouble.
There's a plus.
So why not? I mean, like, these people are so scared to bring in talent. Like they want a bunch of Solomon Thomas at every position. Like our quarterback.
Wait, Razor. Not him though. You could better example than that. How about let's see.
Well,
How about Dante Pettis? He's got a good
personality.
personality disposition. He stays out of trouble, plays with his cats and that type of thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, but he's not at that level yet. Like our quarterback bangs porn star.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Like everyone, like they want all these cool, soft, mellow guys, whatever. But I ain't seen any W's lately. So I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Plus, yeah, they put up numbers. They help win games. So what's the problem? I mean, like, you scared of talent?
Razor,
like,
didn't Ruben scare you though? I mean, Ruben and Alden Smith, they are the biggest and scariest examples of why. I mean, Mel even said he wanted guys vetted before they come to this team from now on. We need to have like background checks and everything. I really do get tired of guys that come in and immediately screw up. Hey, you know what's really funny, Razor? What's that guy over in Oakland, the edge rusher?
Which one?
The rookie that got drafted last year. This dude has more issues than any convict in San. I mean, this dude is terrible. He didn't have any problems this year, which is really funny. He could later.
No. Well, I'm talking about something different. Like those guys are troublemakers. I'm talking about like the people that complain on the sideline like that. I mean, it's whatever. Like.
Oh, you talking about established stars? You talking about established stars that have been doing good work and are being a little strange. Yeah, but yeah, you got a good point there.
I'm talking about like AB, OBJ, Terrell Owens, like those crazy people. Like besides
always wide receivers.
Besides the legal trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, besides the legal trouble, yes, that's different. Of course, we don't want that because they'll be on the team for 1 or 2 years and they're gone. I'm talking about like
that.
Those players, like those crazy players. I mean, you need a crazy player to win. Like Gronk's crazy as hell, but he's helping them win. That's why Belichick puts up with it. But I mean, I don't know why people are so scared of talent. I mean, like it's not like you're gonna deal with it on the sideline, are you? No, we're just fans. But bring them in. Like Terrell Owens, he was. Go ahead.
No, I just say it's just worrisome. So all of a sudden you get up and you open up your tablet or whatever. Oh shit! That's all you can say, because it's always an important guy that just, God dang it. So I get tired of the damn moments.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, T.O., Randy Moss, Des Bryant, they all help win games. And I mean, really it comes down to having leadership in your team.
Yeah, it's almost like you're a really good player. If you have a really, really good player, he's a head case. And everybody has to deal with that. So, if you want to win.
Yeah, I mean, like, Vernon Davis, he was crazy, but then Singletary calmed him down, and we had...
Didn't he?
I mean, dude, our franchise has been hilarious. Like, we have Vernon Davis, Max Singletary, blah, blah. And we have... What's that coach's name we had? Tom Sula farting in a press conference. We got everything going on.
I can't say anything about that. I lost one the other day myself during the game.
I'll go back and listen to that one.
I can't believe was it Daniel Serrano like posted up on this chat. Ronbo just farted. That was so uncalled for. I said excuse me and everything.
Yeah, but
God.
Yeah, so pretty much what I'm saying is, I mean, bring these guys in. They help win games.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about troublemakers. That's different.
Yeah.
But why not? I mean, if Pittsburgh calls, give us 2-2s, give us a 2 and a 3, blah blah, take it, because he's 30, 31, whatever. But receivers play longer in the 30s. They don't get hit every play. Like, I think the whole 30 thing is a little overrated. That's more for running back, linebacker, because they're hitting each other every play. Receivers, they don't. Cornerbacks, they don't. Quarterbacks, they don't. That's why they play all these years, you know. So, my little opinion.
Yeah, well, because Jerry lasted a long time for sure. So.
Jerry, T.O., Randy Moss, they all last
T.O.
because
still
they're
wants
not
to
getting
play.
hit every play.
Yeah.
He still has his body in shape. He can play.
And not only just in shape, but I'm talking like game time shape. The dude's abs, you actually see depth in between each. That means the fat level is way down. That means you seen him sprint. Didn't he run a 4 something recently? So T.O. actually could, but can he take impact? That's the thing.
I'll take T.O. over Goodwin.
Would you?
Tired of Goodwin.
Yeah, T.O.'s. But Goodwin and T.O., that's two different football players. One can do way more because T.O.'s got too many more moves and everything else. So, but Marquise,
I say that because Goodwin, you can't trust that dude. I mean, I hope everything else is okay.
Yeah, he's
But
last year was a great year for him, but I don't know that. Yeah, he'll be back next year. Let's see what he does. He was a little bit disappointed this year. But I really wish we could find out what was the problem that took him out for 3 weeks. It had to be really serious. We've not had a word about that. So, I don't know. Kyle knows. So it must have been legit because he just told press. And I suggested he stay out a little longer. So I wish I knew what that was. Yeah, we may find out someday. Anyway. Well, Razor, how about we go ahead and finish this up on Sunday, or do some more on Sunday, and I'll just go ahead and wish you a good night. Hey, Razor, give me the Rams thing again, though. I always enjoy that.
All right, I'll let it right now, but one more team before I go. For this game, for the Seahawks and Cowboys game, I'm gonna go for the Cowboys because I want Seahawks to be one and done, and Cowboys for sure will not get past the second round.
Oh God!
He goes different city.
What was that?
I just don't want the Rams going anywhere. Do you know if the Rams got the first round, we will never hear the end of it from Rudy. Whoever plays the Rams, Cowboys or Seahawks, I really would like to see the Rams get an exit again. So this way next year when he comes in talking, Rudy, listen, you're still one game better than the 49ers. One game, Rudy, one. You got to the playoffs and you were dismissed. You've done nothing. I want to be able to say that. Yeah. Oh, man. Because if they get second, third round, I hope you 49ers are feeling healthy this year, man, because, it's kind of boring. We got no competition in the division. You know how he talks. God. So, we'll see.
Well, guess what, Rudy? Guess what?
Same old story, Hello! Embarrassed the city, embarrassed us. Let's talk about one team having a stranglehold over the other. San Francisco 49ers have beaten the Rams 17 straight times. Last time the Rams won at all against the Niners, 1990.
That record is still intact until they go somewhere. All right, Richard. I'll see you Sunday. Oh,
all right.
Okay, Niners says, remember the old GM Trent. Okay, well, one thing, whoever lived through the Trent era, nobody's ever going to forget him. Hey, now this is interesting. And this is Jim Thurlkill. I'm reading his message here. And Jim says, Ronbo, Elway says he would consider trading Von Miller. What would it take? Second and... Jim, that's true. That means Denver's getting ready to go into a complete overhaul? Maybe, huh? And... Oh, here comes the conversation. Here we go, boy, with the, is it going to be Bosa or... Hey, is that the ranking now? Is it Bosa and then, of course, Allen? I wonder. Hulkamaniac, come on in.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Hulk, see, if I ask you who you want to see, it's not going to be Nick Bosa because he goes to Ohio State, or used to.
No. I would rather have the Alabama defensive tackle. I know he's not a defensive end, but Williams. I forget his first name.
Williams. You know, wait a minute. I've heard this last name. I'm trying to remember what's the first name?
I can't remember.
Quentin?
Quentin. That's what his name is.
Yeah.
Quentin Williams.
Quentin Williams? Yeah, see, I haven't. Okay, you know what? You know the footage you were giving me. You have to give me some footage again this year. I got to comb over. I used a lot of them last year. I posted them up. So yeah, Quentin Williams, huh? And I went and seen the kid from. He's a little thin. I was just told about the other day. Oh, I forget which school. But I know he'll be killed in the NFL. There's some of those guys that are really fast and coming off that line like 100 miles an hour, but they're a little lean. Wait a minute. Oh, Quentin Williams. Hey, you're talking about Quentin Williams, or was it Brian Burns that was kind of thin? The FSU kid. Yeah, some of these guys are kind of thin. I'm a little concerned. How fast can they beef it up a little bit? Because the first time one of the NFL offensive linemen hits them, they're done. But they're fast, and that's what's making them. Like Leonard over with the Bears. Oh, I thought Leonard was the absolute. Can we please get Leonard? And Leonard was hurt the first year a lot. He's okay now, though. Took him a couple of years to beef it up, and Leonard is a beast over in Chicago. So, yeah, right. Long and is good. We got to get a little beefy. Anyway, but so, as I was saying earlier, at least, you know, Hulk, I always do that to you. Show. I don't know why that comes to mind. Oh, and Rock and Roll says, yes, Quentin Williams is Donald-like? Well,
yes. He's like triple teamed every time.
Okay, maybe Brian
I know we
Burns.
have Katavius Street and everybody else, but
You know what? I just realized Quentin Williams. Brian Burns is the thin guy, not Quentin. I do remember watching him. I kept watching for a while. Now I know. When you said Donald, like I know you're talking about.
Like 6'7". I think he's like 6'7" or something.
Yeah. But how tall is Quentin?
I think he's 6'5".
Yeah. But he ain't
7,
skinny.
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
No.
I do remember him. Guy's big. In fact, I thought he was too big, but he can move that big. I know. I remember. Yeah.
And him and Depot in the middle, nobody's getting on the goal line.
You know, and he did well against the run too. So he's got that kind of quickness. Yeah. I wonder though. The 49ers. Wow. Quentin, I think he's going to go early too. I don't think it's going to be hanging around in the first round too late.
Well, I read an article the other day that said Quentin Williams' draft stock is rising.
See.
And all the mock drafts I've seen, Cardinals get Quentin Williams.
See. Man. Yeah, the Cardinals still going to work on their defense? You think in the first round?
Yeah. Damn. But what I would do, I would trade with the Giants for Odell.
Ooh.
And people's going to hate me for saying this, but give him Marquise.
They would take him too. Well, no. Wait a minute. No, they don't have any speed over there. Odell's the speed.
Yeah. Give them Marquise, our pick. We take their pick, and we get Odell.
Well, actually.
And then him and Pettis can have hair wars.
Well, yeah. You know, the advertising and the billboards around town would be hilarious. Maybe showing them from
on
behind
billboards.
which one is who. Is Quentin? I mean, is OBJ on the right or is that Dante? And enter our drawing. And they both got their hair done the same way that day, but just show them from behind, no face. Oh God. Man, that would be a deadly combo. And because, as I say, Dante Pettis is going to be a star. I can already see it right now. And then, of course, OBJ already is a star. You know what I do? If I could get away with keeping Marquise in the slot, or I just keep him as depth anyway. You can use Marquise on certain plays. He could still have a role. I'd have to give him something else. I'm going to go like Yamin. I'm going to give him Malcolm Smith.
They're not going to take his old hurt ass.
Who's playing?
He'll be on the field in a wheelchair.
And somebody would come and run over him. He's on the field,
I give him Armstead, Malcolm Smith, Earl Mitchell, Exum. I give everybody.
Players they absolutely do not want to talk about, But, I tell you, they're going to want picks. Nowadays, it's all about picks. So, you're not going to get anywhere.
A second this year and a first next year because it's going to be 32 if we get him, so it doesn't matter.
And I think they've already stressed. Last year, I think they said something about first-round picks. They're not going to settle for anything less because they don't have to. They can just keep him because the contract isn't running. Didn't he just get that contract renewed?
We'll get a two-pick to him. Well, they said if they wait till June, it's only $16 million that they owe him.
And otherwise, it'll be 19 if they pick it up.
21
even. Yeah, the 49ers were still interested last year, so I'm pretty sure the 49ers are still interested. They probably don't want to be. If the 49ers are going to make a choice or run between those two players, I suspected it wouldn't be for Antonio Brown, although he would be the biggest bang for the buck if you're like in position to go to the Super Bowl because he's even though OBJ is great, Brown is more. Is Brown more dangerous? I think he might be. So
I know Odell has the one-handed catches and the.
I know. Odell could be taken out of his comfort zone. I noticed you can shake him up when you see a guy like what's that clown over in Washington right now.
Josh Norman?
Yeah, Josh. See, Josh clowned Odell. Odell has to detach from his emotions. Every cornerback in the league that's any good is going to do that. I'm sorry. How has he done against actually Jalen Ramsey? Somebody said, I don't think he's had field days on these guys because they talk him out of his game, and then all of a sudden he disappears.
Well, I know, but if we end up getting him and still have Marquise, in this, we still got Marquise, so they're going to be double teaming him, so we still have paths wide open.
Yeah, that's
and Kittle
true.
And McKinnon and Breda.
Yeah, no, the 49ers got they got an arsenal. They just got to be healthy. This has always been the problem in the last 2 years. Even last year, they would have been better if they could have been healthy. So,
what's the whole thing about the Raiders in Las Vegas not wanting the Raiders there now? Did you see that?
Oh, I
read an article that said that Vegas doesn't want the Raiders in Vegas now.
Whoa. Give me the link. That sounds like
that's
fine.
That's why they want to share our stadium with us, sir.
Oh, that sounds like fine reading. Please. Oh, okay, I'll Google that up. I gotta see that. We
if
gotta
that's true,
go.
we could sell them Levi's and then rebuild a Candlestick.
Yeah, let them go over there and get hurt all the time. That'd be pretty.
Yeah. And one more thing, Ronbo. Did the Senior Bowl already happen?
No. Kyle and everybody, they're getting ready for that. Yeah, they're getting ready to coach that. So, not yet.
Yeah, you know who the other coach is?
Yeah, it's Gruden.
Yeah. But, Mike Nolan coached 06, 07, 08 and drafted Staley and Willis.
See, that's the way that works.
Bill Walsh drafted Eric Wright in 81.
See, that's how you get a close look at what's coming up. See, I love this. Love it. Oh, man. All right, Hulk, be looking for you Sunday. All right, man.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks. Oh, man. He says, Hank Moody says, you see Ruben is in the clear. That boy got a ball next year. But, Hank, Hank, I got to tell you something. I've seen guys like this down through the years before. Him and that girl that are always having problems, that's never going to end. Look for more episodes. I think Kyle and both John, they had criteria set down for Ruben. It wasn't only about this, because they could have waited this out like they did last time. Ruben wasn't meeting. There was other things set up for Ruben that he would not comply with. He just wouldn't do it. And I think that's also what led to his dismissal. But that girl, if I'm John or Kyle and I look up and I see Ruben, you told me that you and Enos were through. What's up? Coach, I'm in love. I can't help myself, Coach. You understand where I'm coming from. Coach, I want to play football. But Coach, help me. I've seen doctors. I'm doing everything I can. Ruben, don't start crying. I'm just telling you, Coach. I can already... Eric Smith. Eric, thank you. Hit that light. Thank you, Eric. Curtis McLeod says, what's up? How they hanging? Usually to the left, every now and then to the right. Satch Montgomery says we cannot pass out on Greedy Williams. Oh, I see him. Satch, I understand now, man. Greedy is pro-ready. He goes downfield. He's physical. He seals his man up against the line. So if he does go up, it's gonna go out of bounds. He turns his head. He knows where the ball is. He's ready. I mean, last year's Derwin James, he's this year's Derwin James. Now I know what y'all are talking about. All right. Sanazo Sabizzle, just watch Polite's videos, or Polite. He says, I like him as well. You got to love he's doing it for his mom. Anytime a guy's doing something for his mom, let's get him. Polite and Sherm will get along great. Oh, man, I haven't had a chance to check out footage. I'm going to start those now. Jordan Kelly says, y'all are on dope if you want QW in a 49er uniform. We need edge players to unlock the whole defense. We need Josh Allen. I just saw Quentin. I didn't, you know. Mad Barnigan 1680. Quentin is 6'3", 295 pounds of raging mass, moving at a very fast speed. You didn't say that. I added that. Brunel Jacobs. Quentin is an interior defensive lineman. We don't need that. We need a pass rusher, either Bosa or Allen. Honestly, in my opinion, it's not worth trading down. I just wonder. It's hard. You know, I can never try to guess at what the 49ers are going to do again. Man. As I was so off last 2 years, I quit, man, because John and these guys, they're just hard to figure. Because I don't know what they're going to do, man. But you know what, though? We were happy this year. We got a 50-50 thing going because last year, Solomon Thomas is still trying to become Solomon Thomas that we would probably appreciate. And this year we got a potential all-pro tackle. So, you know, they're not making that first-round pick. James Brown says, love that white, you blinded me nicely. Blinded by the light. You know, I thought it matched because, hey, Josh is on the phone. Hey, Josh, come on in, man.
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo? Happy New Year's, brother.
Hey, thanks. Happy New Year. Yeah, we're just sitting around here contemplating. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just a couple callers. I came in the chat late, but a couple callers before B was mentioning Von Miller.
Yeah.
There's rumors out there on Twitter that Elway says there is a possibility he might package him for trade. I wanted to get your thoughts on that because they got Chubb, and it looks like Chubb might be on the same projection as Miller was. I think they feel confident with Chubb too. So,
but why wouldn't you want?
And they just had what's that dude Shane Ray, right? They drafted before Chubb's.
Shane has He's never measured up. He's like Solomon Thomas. He looked awesome coming out of school, and you kept working him along, and he's just not developing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it'd be nice to have any elite pass rusher draft or free agency,
Von
because it
Miller's
could
a
only
natural.
help.
Yeah.
It could only help our boy McGlinchey. Do you love me? Are you right?
that kind of rhymes
Hey,
right too. You know,
gotta
if
represent
Vaughn's
for my
available,
Nighthawk
Vaughn's got
Cyclone.
he's got a huge contract though. I'm not sure how much he gets paid, but whatever it is, no matter. We get Von Miller, and he doesn't get hurt either. That's the amazing thing about him. We get him coming off the edge. He's a natural. Vaughn just knows how to get to the quarterback. It isn't, I'd take him.
Well, I've been hearing. I'm not too sure, but a lot of stuff I read through, like ESPN and all these other like blogs and podcasts. You got Fowler, Clowney, all these other dudes gonna be free agents too. So, I mean, we might, go after those guys too. I say if we're gonna swing, then swing for the fence. Go for Clowney. Go. You know what I mean?
They will.
Go for the top talent. Trade for Miller. And as far as the OBJ, Antonio Brown, I think we would do good with any of them. I would give the slight edge to OBJ just because of age. Outside of that, I think both of them could help us.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any wrong, you know what I mean, answers to that.
No, I
agree.
agree.
Just AB is just a little bit older, but that's about it. If he gives us 3 years and we get a Super Bowl in those 3 years, we'll look back at that
it'd be worth
and
it,
be
right?
like, it was awesome. Yeah, I was like, it was worth the cap hit. It was worth losing all those picks if you raise the Lombardi. And, same thing with probably OBJ would give us probably 2 more years or 3 more years more than AB
more
could,
than that,
but
yeah.
if the ultimate goal is to get the Lombardi back to us, it's worth whatever price we have to pay for it. You know what I mean?
I do. And Josh, something really, because Jimmy G, Manning is declined in his skill set. Garoppolo is yet to hit his peak. It would be interesting to see Jimmy G with a quarter or with a wide receiver like that. Jimmy G, and I think Dante Pettis and him are going to be a huge combination. So if he has Dante on one side and OBJ on the other, that's almost unfair. And he's got Jerick McKinnon and Matt Breida. You talk about triplets. We've got the quadruplets.
And all these players, like, remember, Clinton Dix tweeted John Lynch he wanted to come.
Yeah.
Tyrann Mathieu before he was drafted that year,
he wanted to be a 49er once upon a time.
He wanted to be a 49er.
Yeah.
And now we got AB over there, like, throwing hints that he wants to be. My point is, it's these players all believe in Kyle because we've never had players come out in the open like this and say, hey, I want to play for the 49ers.
I know.
We haven't had that since Harbaugh left.
In fact, they
so,
made sure nobody knew that they did not want anything to do with Trent Baalke and the 49ers.
Because you know what? Again, I bring back my point. It's a testament to how good a coach Kyle is. Kyle basically made something out of nothing.
Yep.
With this bunch of dudes. Even with George Kittle with like 3 quarterbacks throwing to him, he's the most receiving yards in tight end history. Not just this season, in like history.
Yeah. But
he did that with third-string quarterbacks, and it's like a popularity contest with the Pro Bowl now. So I kind of like
All Pro is decided by other people. The Pro Bowl is by the fans, but the All Pro that's another story. So they gave George.
Well, they're just being
2.
jackasses, just like they always do with the Niners. They never give us calls when Stephen A. Smith is on, or whoever. All these guys are on TV. When you talk about the Niners, just like blase, and then they move on to the next
get disrespectful, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just immediately.
Okay, I get it. Those guys are well-respected journalists and analysts and understand that they worked hard to get where they are, but so none of them is going to pinpoint the fact that Kyle is doing all this with, like, he's revolving pieces, injured player almost every week.
Yep.
We got offensive linemen who are inexperienced. They're just throwing them in there and making. Kyle's a good coach, man. He's doing a hell of a job
He can
with
make things
basically
work with
nothing.
nothing. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like how you take an undrafted kid like Nick Mullins and make him look decent out there.
And
Look
not only
at Brian
decent-
Hoyer. Ever since Brian Hoyer left,
Yeah.
he hasn't looked the same without Kyle.
And he
And I mean,
couldn't
just
even
like
recover this time.
Matt Ryan. Remember
He's
Matt
starting-
Ryan?
he's
He was
starting-
when
Mr.
he was
MVP? Yeah, he's coming down.
Yeah, everybody was that year they went to the Super Bowl. Everybody was kind of like edging out. Matt Ryan was better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But now that we see, it's
That
not
didn't
all
last.
Matt Ryan. Yeah, exactly. Look at the Kyle effect, and now they just fired their offensive coordinator.
Oh God, Josh,
So,
Josh, we got to stop here though.
The Falcons did.
Let's
All right.
get together on
thank you,
Sunday.
Rumble. Just want to shout out the Nighthawk fan club, the McGlinchey squad.
Yeah.
Love you, Rumble. Thank you for everything you're doing
Thanks,
and
fam.
holding us down for the off season.
Hey,
All right.
it's gonna
Take
be
it
fun.
easy, Rumble. Later,
Hey.
man.
All right, happy New Year, fam. Talk to you later. And what do we got up here? This is Hank Moody says, not sure if you remember me, but I ask you if this. You know what this reminds you of, Hank? Some of the things you wrote here. You know those little paragraphs you have. If you can read this, Hank, you got K's and R's and T's. I like the way you got typoed to death, but I can actually read it. This is Rob. I'm not sure if you remember me, but I ask you if you should put a bet against the Vikings in Week 1. No, you said go for it. And I really don't want both. Okay. Hey, Hank. Yeah, I said, I was really worried about that first game, as I remember, with the Vikings. I got talked. Yeah. Hank, people tried to tell me we were going to win that game, but I was a little concerned. But I didn't know we were going to lose Jerick McKinnon. As we now know, the Vikings are not. They should have kept the team the way it was. Tony, what's his name? The guy. Anyway, the offensive line guy really did hurt him, I think. Along with getting rid of the quarterback too, that was silly. LeBron the GOAT says, "Hey, if there's one thing, our defense, baby, what is it we need to add, and what is one thing?" And on offense, I see. If there's one thing we need on defense, what is it we need to add? What do we need to add? And what is one thing add on offense that we need as well? Defense and offense. One thing on both offense and defense. Yeah, pretty much. On offense, maybe a backup guard, and of course with defense. Oh, please get that pass rush to work. Brian Culp says, "Hey," he says, "Great show. I got to go catch you next time. Stay faithful, everyone, and go Niners." Hey, Brian, have a great night. And K, sir, hey, what's K, sir? Hello. And Kenny says, "Denver Broncos would love to get their hands on Nick Mullins. Wouldn't that be funny? Nick Mullins, we might lose him if the right deal is made. You know, if you're the Broncos and you do say, give us Nick, and let's go ahead and get a 4th-round pick, John. Can you guys do that? I think the 49ers might take that. Then we got no backup quarterback. I know about CJ. I'm just saying, unless CJ can all of a sudden go up another notch. Hey, Brian.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Oh, fine, Brian, man. We're just sitting back here doing what we do every season at this time, and we're trying to figure out what in the world happened. But they did get rid of the strength and conditioning coach, and I think that's misplaced blame. But you never know. Maybe another philosophy or something will help these guys stay healthy. I really don't have a lot of faith in it, but I'm hoping. And then, of course, you got George Kittle got put on the second team All-Pro instead of the first, which is a farce as far as I'm concerned. And of course, you know about the ongoing saga of OBJ and Antonio Brown. It's some fun stuff already.
I've been listening this morning, mate, and there's been quite a few good comments from different people today. It's been quite interesting. Everyone's brought their A game today, I think.
Oh, great.
Yeah. First of all, mate, Happy New Year. I haven't spoken to you since
Right.
before Christmas.
Happy New Year's, right. Thank you.
Happy you and your family had a nice time.
It's fantastic. Same to you.
But yeah, thanks. Just regards to the injury, when I get a chance, I'm going to actually sit down and do this. This is an exercise, but I'd like to look at the breakdown of the injuries per position and also the type of injury, whether it's a soft tissue injury or an impact injury. Because there's not, obviously with impact injuries, there's not a terrible lot you can do with that. But the only thing I would say with that is that some of these high impact collision industries might be caused by poor technique in the tackle. And if that is the case, I mean, they need to really address that promptly.
And Brian, you can get two guys to take a good look at too. They've broken their arms 2 years in a row. Jimmy Ward and also Kowalski T. Both of them. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it could be technique with them. I hadn't thought about that.
Well, the thing is, Ronbo, I look at it from an Australian rules tackling or a rugby league tackling perspective. I think down the track you'll see maybe some of these NFL teams actually hiring some guys out of Australia that can teach this wrap up tackle technique, because I mean the violence and the hitting is all very well, but how many times do you see people bounce off those or miss them completely, or they end up hurting themselves? If you're going in for those types of tackles more often than not, well, you're exposing yourself to injury just as much as the person you're hitting. Also, if you look at the type of player that we've drafted the last year or two, especially in our backfield, they've probably gone for a more tall, rangy type that's speedy. So you're probably sacrificing a little bit of strength to speed. And then if you're still continuing to tackle this way when you can't take the hits. So I'm sure they'll look at all that. I mean, they have people that sit down and that's their job to sort of analyse all those types of statistics and whatnot. But that's just something that I would be looking at. Because it's happened, a couple of years in a row. So, but like I say, with the soft tissue injury, that's just, it's preparation and conditioning. But they really need to look at these high collision injuries because we had a lot of them. So maybe that's food for thought for them. But with the trade for the two wide receivers, I'm not sure how they're going to pull that off because we don't have that many draft picks this year, do we?
We've got 5. That's it.
Yeah. So, realistically, if you're going to go for one of those guys, you're probably looking at maybe someone from this year and someone from next year as well. And then
I always hate those.
Weigh up whether you're selling the farm to get someone that, that may or may not. I mean, both of them would make a significant difference for sure, but then obviously you're restricting what you can do down the track. So, they're going to have to think long and hard about that. If we had more draft picks, it might be an option, but I just struggle to see that it's going to be a viable thing unless they, they're going to have to really sacrifice things down the track for that. So we'll have to wait and see. But for me this year, it's all about the pass rush. They need to draft one, buy one, and get a project one. Either as free agency or an undrafted agent. I think they don't need to get one. I think they need to get 2 or 3.
Brian, you and I are on the same page.
Like I said,
I went down on record saying you pick up one in the first round, and I'm second round, the same thing. Let's go ahead, since we're on that, let's go ahead and get a third round. You know what? After you've gone to the third round, let's go ahead and finish up this draft with nothing but pass rushers. I don't care, interior, out, exterior. I mean, give me some guys that are going to get after the quarterback. I'm tired of watching quarterback. Brian, we watch other teams, and they seem to have a nice, decent rush. And I love a good, solid. The Jaguars rush. The Cardinals have a good rush. The Seahawks have a decent rush. You look around the league, the Rams, they got Donald killing people and waving at the crowd, blowing kisses as he kills the quarterback. How come we don't have a guy like that? I hate that.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement. I think if you address that issue, I think a lot of the secondary issues or secondary problems that happen to be in our secondary, a lot of that will take care of itself because that's just going to cut down. You give the quarterback time, he's just matter how good you are, he's going to pick you to pieces.
That's what NFL quarterbacks do. You can get all the secondary guys you want.
Yeah, I think the pressure's probably starting to come on the two coaches this year. I think they need to make a bit of a splash. They need to actually,
show some progress. sure.
Yes. We need to be hitting 8 and 8 and better next year to. Yes, and I mean, like I say, realistically, if we pick up a good players and don't have half the injuries that we had this year, that's very achievable, I think. So.
Brian,
but
had that been the case
luck.
this year, I think we could have won 8-8. That team wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
That assembly of talent was not. It was good. It was just a matter of there was nobody there. I mean, after week 3, it's just an exodus of guys going to the IR. Oh, God.
Yeah, I think it'll come down to the free agents that we get. Like, I think they're going to cut the squad. I think Castellon's gone. The other linebacker we're talking about, Smith, he's gone. Like, there's the guys that are carrying a little bit of salary. They'll be gone.
There's no value in that money. I mean, no value in those picks. So
no,
it's time for them to go. And the way the guy that writes the contracts, what is his name? Anyway, he set that up so that they can get out of those contracts now. Anyway, so they're basically we're just 2-year contracts anyway. You front load everything.
Yeah.
And guys, we figure we're going to go ahead and make a move now. So we'll just go ahead and we'll just wish you the best of luck in your futures, and we're going to move on. It's time for that speech,
Yeah,
Brian.
well, that's the business, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing they need to consider, and it's probably not on everyone's list of high priorities, but something to think about for the later round is that I'm sort of pretty much in agreement with you that they need to start looking at Staley's replacement. So, and I'd like to see them do that this year rather than wait until the following year, and then if he finishes up, then they've got no one, and pressure's really on them. I'd like to see them sort of, even if that's an undrafted free agent or a lower round pick. I think
but get some kid that looks like he's got potential for sure. I agree because Jimmy G is he's got to be protected. He's almost priority 1. We probably shouldn't be surprised this year if not the first, but the second round they do pick up a tackle this year. I haven't seen any kid that's. I got to look at that and see who they're probably looking at because Michael McGlinchey just came out of nowhere. I knew about him, but I didn't know the 49ers were watching him. I thought Trent Brown was on the right side for the rest of the day, but we got a better deal. Beclinchey is better, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting, but I'll just going back to what a few of the other callers were saying about Solomon Thomas too. It wasn't just our guys that had him coming to us. If you looked at, from my memory, most of the mock drafts had him coming to us.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of other people that actually thought that he was the right pick for us as well. It wasn't someone that we sort of plucked out of obscurity. It was probably a consensus against most draft guys that he was the
3
one
out
we
of
were
4.
going to get. So
3 out of 4, Brian.
So
3 out of 4 drafts had
the fact that he hasn't sort of lived up to his draft position is unfortunate. And, hopefully he can. He'd probably say he probably had a few personal issues this year that probably didn't help him. But
his sister, I don't know how bad, but it really did impact him. He was better last year. I really think that had something to do with it. Well, he's coming back next year. We'll see. Brian, we're gonna go. If you get a chance, your Monday, check back in with us, huh?
Yeah, I've got one other favour for you, mate. You can give me a shout out for my birthday. It's today. So
wait, whose birthday today? Yours?
It's my birthday today.
It's your birthday, Brian. Oh, Brian, you set yourself up for this, Brian. I got to do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy Niner birthday to Brian. Happy Niners birthday to Brian. Hey, guys. Hey, give Brian a happy birthday on the chat, guys.
Thank you. Thanks very much. I'll talk to you on Sunday, mate.
Welcome, Brian. Enjoy that day. I'll talk to you later.
See you later.
All right. Oh, that's funny. People actually ask for that page, right? Hey. Well, Richard Ray Archuleta. Thanks, Pep. Oh, man. And, it's over here. And Diggs. Thanks, Diggs. Diggs says, I know one thing. This is Salah's last. Better bring it. People are getting tired of Robert Saleh. I think, though, if he gets a few, the maturity is setting in on that team. They're learning that defense. They look so much different the last 3 or 4 weeks. Actually, from the Raider game, they looked like they completely locked in. But they got overwhelmed by better offensive lines. This is what I want to see stop. Diggs goes on to say, I'm glad the conditioning coach is gone. The new, what's that? You know what? I wonder, the 49ers must have somebody lined up. I just said Richard Ray Arts. I just said that. Hey, Richard, hey, let me give him the Niners! You know, one of these days, I'm going to see how long I can do that. That seems to be something I can continue. I could have done that for another 15, 20 minutes. It's very strange. And Travis Millar says, I was listening to some draft guys saying Josh Allen after Senior Bowl and combine and pro days, plus personal workouts, he could go number 1 overall. Could get Bosa. Travis, from what you're saying here, though, if Josh Allen's all that, why would we get Bosa? But then again, I really wonder what's going to happen to Bosa. You know, a lot of times everybody anticipates. Remember his brother Nick? No, he's Nick. Joey? Remember Joey? Remember I said Joey Bosa is probably going to go number 1, right? So. Oh, that's right. I was delighted that year because I think that was did we pick up Buckner the same year? I was so delighted because I wasn't really crazy about Buckner that year. And I was right. Buckner was the better of the two. I mean, as far as Joey's outstanding. Don't get me wrong, but Defoe is health-wise. Defoe's like an Iron Man. He never gets hurt. He got hurt once in his rookie year, something like that. Last 2 years, cannot hurt that dude, man. He hurts other people. And you don't even see, I mean, Defoe didn't even go down aching or hurt, you know. That's amazing. Dude is scary. I love him. And then, but I don't think the Cardinals are going to take Nick Bosa first. The Raiders are coming to get him, and they're going to trade up for it, and the Cards probably know it. John, we've been expecting you. No, I just anticipated that, you know, you screwed up, John. You let Khalil Mack walk. You need Nick Bosa. What are you prepared to offer? John, you got to come better than that. You know that's not going to get it done. John, how about you call me back when... I'm just saying, call me back when you're ready to deal. All right. So, you know, it's going to be funny to watch what happens with that. And 6-9 says, Mostert will be second string bold prediction. Hey, that's not a bold prediction. Remember, Mostert outplayed Breda in a couple of games, yardage-wise. It was not fair, though. Matty was hurt, but Mostert is bad. He's legitimately a badass, especially in Kyle's system. I don't know what Bobby Turner did to him, but he is, wow. Mark Lacilentos is Jonah Williams. Is that another guy? I gotta check these guys out. Who's Jonah Williams? Left tackle. Okay. And Brother Hobbs L. Bold prediction, Solly T gets 4 sacks next season. That's cold. You want to insult the player, that's the way to do it. Bold prediction, Solomon Thomas gets 4 sacks next season. You know, guys, I really do think is that family matter with his. I think it really crushed him. He wasn't really, if he had it his way, I don't even know if he would have played football this year. Let's see what it looks like next year. Diggs, 1028, I want to talk, Ronbo, what I need to do. Diggs, you get the Ronbo Sports app, download that. It's free. Don't worry about that. Ain't no cost. And you'll see, what you'll see in there is you'll see the phone number and a PIN number. You're going to need both. And then call on in. All the instructions are right there. And call on in. And we'll be looking for you, Diggs. All right? And Jeff Tan says, I love the typos today. I'm almost going to start spelling my name now, right? He says, Ronbo, can you sing the Flintstones song? You know what I love about it? My Louder family, you guys like foolishness as much as I do. They just don't make good cartoons anymore either. Yabba-dabba-doo! Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're a happy Stone Age family. From the town of Bedrock, they're a place right out of history. From the town of Bedrock. See, it's your fault that my production people are looking at me like, would you stop it? We like to have fun, don't we? We have some more fun on Sunday. The pressure's off, fam. We can watch this football game, relax and laugh, especially as you watch the Cowboys and both teams. We hate them both as they just beat hell out of each other. It's like the dude said on NFL Network today, made me laugh so hard. You know the guy that doesn't get his clothes tailored right? I forget his name. Everything is too tight. He starts out by saying, this game is going to be, we're going to have some wow moments from Russell Wilson, but the Cowboys are going to win. I said, what the hell does that mean? Everybody on the show, what? You know, we don't announce losers until next week, dude. What are you talking about? So I'm going to go with that. You're going to get some wild moments from Russell Wilson with them fantastic passes, with him scrambling around for 20, 30 minutes until the defense just, Russ, just throw the damn ball. Go ahead, please. Just throw the ball so we can stop. You know, and Russell get his shots off. And, you know, Doug Baldwin will be somewhere always in the open. It's either him or, of course, what's the other guy's name? Anyway, you know, somebody pointed out, too, Doug Baldwin and, what is that wide receiver's name, the little short guy? It's funny that people keep talking about, we need a big receiver. Russell Wilson's made a living off of two guys. I don't think either one of them is 6 foot. You know what I'm saying? If anything, 6'1". Oh, what is his name? Anyway, we'll see him this weekend. Antonio goes, what's up? Not Empire. Hey, and Ronbo, we be back, and it's going to be serious, physical, fast. Go Niners. Antonio, you know this. Anyway, I'll see you Sunday as we watch. What game are we watching? Oh, yeah. We're watching Philly and Chicago. We're watching Philly and Chicago. Yeah, all right. We're watching Philly and Chicago? Who are we watching Monday? Who's playing Monday? Because the Rams ain't playing Monday. Oh, well, it's Seattle. Seahawks are Sunday game? Hey, I just realized something. You know what? I said at the beginning I wasn't going to do the Saturday game. Let's do the Saturday game. Saturday and Sunday. Let's hang. Yeah, let's do both games. Because you know what? How can we possibly not witness the Hawks and the Cowboys beating hell out of each other? We want them both to go straight to hell. So just watching them beat each other up is just a pure pleasure, ain't it? All right, see ya. Game time. You're on. Bam! Please hit that like. Oh, please. I'll see you for the game tomorrow. Slow-mo. No more slow-mo. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, Jesus.